Good evening, good evening, good evening, man. Man, it's a beautiful Wednesday. It's a cold Wednesday, but it's a beautiful Wednesday because we're alive. We above ground. We're blessed. Right on, right on. Look here, I know y'all seen the thumbnail. This is what it is: homeowners versus renters. Now, I'm not saying it's a damn rivalry, nothing going on like that, but it's a conversation we definitely need to talk about. A lot of changes going on in the world. Everything's going up and all that good stuff. But with that being said, is it still good to own homes? Or is it a better option for somebody to rent? Well, that all depends on the person, right? But tonight we're going to have the conversation. And that's the most important thing. Tonight we're going to have the conversation and we're going to talk about, I'm going to bring my man up. Our brother James is here with me. From Dayton, man. Let me bring my brother up. What's going on tonight, brother? You good tonight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing good, man. That's a great conversation, man. I'm great. Appreciate it for letting me know about this topic, man. I love talking about this type of stuff, so it's gonna be a good show.
Well, good stuff, man. And I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you love talking about it because I do too. And as a man who was on both sides of the fence, right? I'm sure you was on that side of the fence too as a renter, and maybe now you looking to be a homeowner. We all had to deal with it, right? We had to deal with the landlords. We had to deal with calling maintenance. We had to deal with calling a plumber or getting somebody to hook up our cable or make sure our lights is on and our water's running in our new home. Make sure we get the inspections and all that good stuff. Closing. That book we had to sign with all them bank loans and paperwork and cramps in the fingers. You know what I'm talking about, right, James?
Yeah, man.
You feel my pain. I'm getting arthritis in my fingers, all these damn papers I got to sign. Man, what is going on here?
Hey, man.
Why can't I just click and go,
Luckily, it's a process. You ain't got to do all that stuff at once. Luckily, it's a process. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. But I definitely wanted to do a show because I think it's important. I think it's very important. Look, I want to see everybody have the opportunity to be a homeowner, right? Especially our people.
Yeah.
And the one who really pushed me and really forced me ahead, I was in college, Murray State. One of my teammates, he's from Arkansas. His dad is a farmer by trade, but his profession is he was a home loan officer.
Okay.
So he signed off on a lot of home loans. And so one of the things he talked about at the dinner table one time on the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, matter of fact, I'm thinking about it, he talked about the average Black family don't buy the first home till they're 30 years old. I thought he was crazy, James, when he said that.
Yeah, man.
I said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. My people, we all got houses. Please believe me. I challenged his theory, and I took it to heart, and I asked a question. Now, he did put the caveat in there. He said, "No, most time, if they came out of the military, more than likely they normally get their homes earlier,
exactly,
because they have that option because they're benefits from the military."
Yeah, 0 to 9, all that stuff.
Yeah, I asked my father. He said 27 when he got his first house. I said, okay, it kind of falls in line because 25 for white folks. About 30 for blacks, but he also told me I got that GI Bill, and so I got the best rate, so it was no problem for me. I asked my uncle, he said 35 for his first home, and my other uncle was like 30.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn. I was like, man, these dudes got a point. Then I'm asking co-workers at my other jobs and stuff like that, like, damn, I guess maybe he's right. Mm-hmm. And so I looked it up. That's about what it is.
Yeah.
That's about what it is.
She was just on the
it's a VA loan, not GM.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I'm not military, man. Thank you guys for your service. I appreciate it. And I apologize for screwing that shit up. My bad.
No, I knew what you were saying. So no, I ain't
okay.
Yeah. But man, oh my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say, man, I think it's a lot of major things because like we're not really taught how to buy a house. We're not taught credit. We don't talk about buying houses. We don't talk about these things. So a lot of people, when they think of a house, they think of their dream house that I want this house to have everything. They don't want to start a home. They don't want none of that crap. But other cultures, they talk about the starter home. They talk about, hey, this is gonna be a starter home. You stay, raise your family here, and then now once you get a lot more money, you can go get that bigger home later on. But we don't really talk about that because most of us don't even much have come from families. We just come from a single parent household, and you just basically trying to survive. So it's gonna be hard for you to think about building when you just basically trying to survive.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you know something? Before we get into that too deep, I definitely want Precious share something with us in the group. I don't know if you've seen that little clip where that lady was crying to Dave Ramsey and all that. Did you see that clip?
No.
Okay. Well, if you didn't, we about to watch it now.
Okay.
So it wasn't. I remember. I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey. I follow his plan. I go. I do the damn thing. Matter of fact, I even went to one of his seminars one time when he came to Kentucky. So I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey and his plan that allowed me to clear up not a lot of debt that I had and actually clean up my credit. James, I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those guys that had a 345 credit score. That was me.
Damn.
You know, I'm not ashamed to tell it back because you know I survived.
Yeah.
Right?
You got a house now, so you're good.
Yeah, I got more than one, James, but yes, I survived somehow, some way, with the grace of God and a little bit of determination and a lot of listening and paying attention and taking notes. I came a long way from 345. I'm just saying. But I want to kind of go over this, man. It's kind of along the lines of what we're kind of talking about money and budgeting and doing what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So I want to watch this and get our reactions on what we think about it.
Okay.
My husband of 22 years revealed that he had a secret child who's only a few months younger than my youngest. I have 4 kids. My youngest is 7. My oldest is 14. After he told me this news, we tried marriage counseling. Couldn't work. Even the marriage counselor said we should get a divorce. So he moved out, and he moved in with a new girlfriend who's also his boss. I've been a single mom to the kids. I have a part-time job. I make $19,000 a year. He pays the mortgage of $2,735 a month, and he gives me $1,400 every month to feed and clothe 2 kids. His boss is also his girlfriend, and his boss determined his bonus this year. So I got a percentage of his bonus because my lawyer fought for it. The bonus was $39,000. I used part of that to pay off the credit cards that I've been living on. I had borrowed money from my sister to pay the kids, pay the lawyer, keep the heat on. And after I paid off my bills, put $1,000 in reserve, I have $26,000 left. I know we're going to have to sell the house, the kids and I, because I can't afford a mortgage for $2,735 a month. And I have 2 questions. Do I just sock away the $26,000 left of my ex-husband's bonus and use it as a down payment on whatever new house the kids and I have to move in? Or do I kind of live on it? Or do I pay my sister and brother-in-law back because they did lend? So
James, I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go first. I want your raw reaction. I've seen it, but I have an idea what I'm gonna talk about. So go ahead, brother.
Man, honestly, for if I was Ramsey in that situation, I would have told her to pay her family members back first, because you always want to make sure you take care of your family and the ones that was out looking for you, because you never know you're gonna need them again. And also, too, is just because you owe them money. You know what I mean? So they don't want to hear that you got this large lump sum of money and you saving it for a rainy day. No, you owe me. So I would have told her to do that. And also, it's making $19,000 a year. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That is crazy. So that's not a lot of money to try to buy a house. What did she say? What state she was in? What state was she in?
She didn't say, and I can't recall. Like I said, I remember watching the actual video of it. Real Precious sent me the video. I remember watching it when it was live. Well, let me say not live, but when it originally came on, the whole thing. But it's been a while, so that video is probably about a year and some change old, so it's not new. uh, sister. Oh, okay. She said Wisconsin. Oh hell no, that's even worse. Because it. Go ahead, James. I'm about to rip this woman.
Yeah, so she's not making a lot of money, so she better off staying in that house that she's in right now. So, and at least making the deal or something. But she most likely going to have to rent somewhere or something like that, or unless the ex husband continue to pay. But she has to make more money, and those kids are so young that because she had 14, those is 14, the next one is 7. So they in the school age, so that's helpful. She's not worried about daycare. But man, honestly, she should have worked that shit out because in a situation like that, like you basically just screwing yourself and your kids over. And I'm not for sure like the how much houses cost in Wisconsin, but you just basically screw everything up. I don't get it. Damn.
James, Wisconsin's in the top 50 amongst rent. Now I'm just going by rent, right?
Woo! Oh no, they 40. So they that means
they had 40. So they're one of the lowest. The average rent is like $954.
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah, she should rent.
So I just wanted to share that real fast. I didn't know what you done yet, brother. I didn't want to interrupt you or cut you short.
No, you can. I can go off what you said because I forgot some of the stuff she said already. But she said a lot. Man.
Well, let me wait, James. We can play it again. This is so crazy. I look. Yeah, she like you said, she said a lot, and it really doesn't make a lot of sense on a lot of things she said. She's moving wrong, James. I ain't gonna lie to you. First things first. Let me play it again so you can get the full gist. I want to make sure you get the full understanding of it.
My husband of 22 years revealed that he had a secret child who's only a few months younger than my youngest. I have 4 kids. My youngest is 7. My oldest is 14. After he told me this news, we tried marriage counseling. Couldn't work. Even the marriage counselor said we should get a divorce. So he moved out, and he moved in with a new girlfriend who's also his boss. I've been a single mom to the kids. I have a part-time job. I make $19,000 a year. He pays the mortgage of $27.35 a month, and he gives me $1,400 every month to feed and clothe 2 kids. His boss is also his girlfriend, and his boss determined his bonus this year. So I got a percentage of his bonus because my lawyer fought for it. The bonus was $39,000. I used part of that to pay off the credit cards that I've been living on. I had borrowed money from my sister to pay the kids, pay the lawyer, keep the heat on. And after I paid off my bills, put $1,000 in reserve, I have $26,000 left. I know we're going to have to sell the house, the kids and I, because I can't afford a mortgage for $27.35 a month. And I have 2 questions. Do I just sock away the $26,000 left of my ex-husband's bonus and use it as a down payment on whatever new house the kids and I have to move in? Or do I kind of live on it? Or do I pay my sister and brother-in-law back because they did lend?
Go ahead, James. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. So she definitely need to pay back her family. But it's what I'm I hate that with the marriage counselor telling them that they should get a divorce. I don't think they should determine whether or not a person chooses to stay or go, because she basically just gave him up because the husband obviously was doing well. He was paying 23 to a 2,700 a month for the mortgage, and he was giving her an extra 1,400 a month for the kids. So he's
2 kids. 2 kids.
Oh, he only had 2 kids with her?
2 kids.
Oh, okay. I thought he had 4. See,
no.
Yeah,
no.
So he was doing good. So man, sometimes you got to take that L, man. Y'all already married for 22 years, and then you in a situation like that, she could at least stay with him until she got to in a better state in a financial wise or something. But hey, yeah, man. Hey, that's crazy. Like, because now you got your kids living off $20,000 a year. Like, come on now. You got And now you in a situation, you borrow money, you don't know what to do. So if I was a female in that situation, I would have been like, hey, let me stay, let me get as much as I can, let me make sure my kids are gonna be taken care of. You can go do the shit with your girlfriend. We're gonna be good over here.
No, you was correct. Press said you had 4 kids. My bad. I'm sorry.
Okay,
So
okay.
he can't give her money for 2 kids. Now I wonder if those was like his stepkids. I don't know, and one was biological kids. I don't see. I don't remember all the details. I don't even know if she even mentioned that.
Yeah.
Miss Real Precious, you're more than glad to come up here. I told you, you're more than welcome, sister. I don't, ladies, I don't know why you're afraid. He welcomes women to the show. Welcome anybody at all. I promise you I do. She said that part was confusing her too. Okay. James is crazy. This is the thing about it. Like you said about the marital counselor, most of the time that's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Telling them, I think now, if it's an abusive situation, I could probably see.
Exactly. Get out of there. Yeah. But a situation like that, you gotta work that out or try to figure it out. Or if that marriage counselor said that, let me go to another one. Maybe this next one gonna have some stuff that I can work out. But just to throw your kids out there like that, that's not a good situation. And I'm not saying that the guy's right for what he was doing, whatever, but you gotta make sure at the end of the day you taken care of. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy.
Yeah, that's one of the issues I have. And then for the record, you knew you was getting a divorce. Divorce didn't just, I don't think it was like a quick fix type of divorce. I'm sure she knew it was coming, right? I'm sure she did. Yeah. So with that being said, and they knowing this information, why didn't she start making plans to get a part-time job?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not a part-time job, but a full-time job. Exactly. You know, that should have been in the works. That should have been in the plans, but that wasn't the case for her. It was totally backwards. So you got a $39,000 bonus. The husband said he's paying the house payment. So that's one less expense you have.
Exactly.
He was giving you $1,400 for 2 kids. Now, what reason I only paying for 2, we don't know. You know, like she says, it's very confusing. We don't know. But he chose to give you $1,400 a month for kids. Now that's a lot. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for 2 kids.
That's almost like what, $350 a child?
Yeah,
because if you break that down,
she said she made $19,000 a month, but that $1,400 is almost $17,000 a month. Yeah. So I don't know if she was including that in the $19,000 or that's plus. So if your mortgage is getting paid and then savings is added together, that's almost close to $40,000 a year with your mortgage paid. So that's like how most people live their life, because the mortgage is most of the thing that's gonna take care of everything. So
and the thing about it, she lives in Wisconsin. It's not big time high living. Yeah. Midwest housing is some of the cheapest housing out there. Between the Midwest and the South, they have cheaper, rents cheaper out there. If she was decided to go get an apartment, sell the home, she could probably almost make it off at part-time guys, because the average rent out there is it's the average rent was, like you said, $954. Could she make it? Yeah, she could make it, but she's probably going to have to make some lifestyle changes, because for you to have a $2,735 house, that's not no small house. You ain't living in a shack, man.
I was just about to say that.
She's living in a nice house.
Yeah, she don't want to live in the hood. I think that's the problem. She don't want to live in the hood. She's like, hey, I'm cush. Everything is good right here. I don't want to go back to the bad neighborhoods. I want to make sure, I stay in this nice little place right now. So yeah, she gonna leave.
Oh, my man Blaze, we're not gonna defend that. We understand he was dead wrong. He was dead wrong, but we trying to relate to the circumstances, the situation. I don't know. I think, could she stand and bypass the cheating? Maybe she could. I don't know, but that's on the individual level, that's the only person she can only want to answer. If she can handle, for her husband to step out and cheat on her, that's on her. But if I feel like if you can work it out, do what you can to try to work it out. Now, if it's one of those situations where there's a level of abuse, whether it's physical or emotional abuse, or even financial abuse, I understand. But if you can find some way to work it out, man, try your best to work things out. Try your best to keep the family together. I'm all for that. If you can, if possible.
Yeah, man. It's like this happened to me, man. My first wife, she had a baby on me and stuff like that. And I was out of there, but I wasn't in no situation like how he was, or how she was. I made sure I got custody of my child and everything. And I made sure I was a better parent. And now, shoot, he been living with me this whole time. So, you got to make sure you got things set up. You just can't just run away and leave. You got a plan. You got to be smart. It's crazy.
Definitely. You can't just go off the whim. But we're not going to dwell on that. I just wanted that to be a little icebreaker because Sister Precious, she presented to us. I thought that was a great subject to even talk about. It kind of ties into what we're about to get into about, home ownership and rent, because she's going to have to make a decision. She's going to either continue to be a homeowner or she might be a tenant.
Yeah. Yep.
So the conversation about home ownership and choice renter. So let me give you a brief story about what happened to me when I've shared this story before, James. And it was like when I was school, you know how you get together, you get roommates, you want to stay off campus, you're tired of living on campus. This is what we did. So it was about 3 of us in an apartment. Mm-hmm. So that was really my first apartment, but not as an individual, but as a renter. It was my first time. Now it was one of those things. It wasn't under my name. It was under one guy's name, and we just collect our money together. We paid him every month and, did what we did.
Yep.
But I remember my first real apartment was an efficiency apartment, James.
Yeah.
You heard it. My first real apartment was an efficiency apartment. So for those who don't know what an efficiency apartment is, that's an apartment where everything is damn near in one room. To the most, you have 2 rooms.
Yeah.
So I had my kitchen, living room, and / bathroom. And my bathroom was a stand-up shower. I didn't have a tub. I didn't have all them luxuries. I had a stand-up shower. And my big ass, I'm 6'3". Well, at the time, I was probably about 225, 230. Yeah. Right after college. So it was kind of hard to fit in that small bathroom, especially when I got to go sit on my throne and my leg is hitting the sink and I'm getting all straight up. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to use the bathroom.
You had them New York bathrooms. You had them New York bathrooms.
Yeah. So I'm crushed in there. The shower was small. It wasn't like whatever I had covered, I couldn't play my Teddy Pendergrass talk about let's take a shower together. We wouldn't take no shower together.
Yeah.
It was just me. Only one person get to that damn shower, and I barely got in there. So that wasn't the case. But I rocked it out like I could rock it out. It was mine. You couldn't tell me nothing. I enjoyed myself. It's the bachelor pad of my dreams. I was on my own. I didn't have to know curfew because my mom said, "Where you going?" That's the reason I moved out. Mom said, "Where you going?" Mom just got done with school. It's a hard semester. We just got our paperwork. We gonna party a little bit. What time you coming home? Mom, I'm 22 years old. You living in my house. That's what she told me, Jay. You living in my house. I said, you damn right. I gotta respect that. Look, 6 months I was out of there, James.
Yeah,
ain't look back.
Yep.
Ain't look back. I said, no, I'm not doing this no more. I'm a grown ass man. Yo. So in order to be a grown ass man, you gotta do your own thing to be a grown ass man. So and that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
So my first apartment was a first apartment. I furnished that bad boy off the Goodwill. Between the Goodwill and the Habitats of Humanity. I don't know if y'all have that in your prospective states.
Yo, that's my spot.
Huh?
That's my spot. I'll go into it a little bit later, but I'll talk about that. Yeah.
Me too. I sound like we're gonna have some good war stories. But that's how I furnished my first apartment. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna go there yet. We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But the goodwill and the habitat to the manager, how I furnished my first apartment. So with that being said, I got bed rails there. I got a couch, a dresser and everything. I got all of that there because I didn't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You first out of college, just got started on your job, but you ain't really got yourself established. And at the same time, I had my daughter was like 3 years old, I think at the time, 4 years old maybe.
Yeah.
So, I had to take care of that. And it was one of those things, man, I had to decide on sometimes paying my car insurance. You know what I'm saying? Making sure my lights stay on. Unfortunately, my wallet was tied into it, so I didn't have to worry about that. Make sure I had some food in my refrigerator.
Yeah. Man, we got exactly the same, man. I'll tell you one of my stories. Man, my first ever apartment was right outside of base. See, this is before when I first got in the military. I didn't really know too much about, hey, what's up, Miss T? I didn't know about what was going on with the like outside the bases, like hood and stuff like that. So everywhere you go, if right outside the base is hood. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be close to base. It's gonna be right there. We're gonna be good. Man, all utilities was included in this spot. So and it was like $600. So I was in the hood. But everything was like $600. Everything was internet was included, everything. So how I furnished it, I got some furniture from my dad and stuff like that, and he kind of helped me out with that. And then man, but it was a whole bunch of crazy stuff that was happening, man. It was people breaking into my car, stealing my GPS out of it. Somebody hit my car when it was parked and had the bumper off it. Like I came back home, my bumper was on the ground. I was like, God. And another thing, I didn't have insurance on my car at the time. I was riding dirty, man, the whole time. So I said, man, we got a lot of similar stories, man. That's crazy.
Hey, you said, boy, you ain't like. Hey, well, don't let me get started. But yes, and that's how I had to furnish my first apartment. Now, I stayed in that thing probably about 3 years before I moved up, and after year one, I started having the money because now I'm utilizing my degree. Now I'm out there substitute teaching. I'm making money, and I had a part-time job at the same time to pay my child support. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't paying teachers like they still not paying them now, but. Yeah. Shout out to the teachers out there doing God's work for real. I ain't gonna lie. But so I had a part-time job working on, working every other weekend. Any weekend I didn't have my daughter, I was working my part-time gig, doing what I need to do, saving money, putting money away, investing. Because I'm getting little hints in there. Like I said, I still have a good relationship with my buddy who lives in Arkansas. His father's still giving me stock investment tips on what to invest in, what to not to invest in, what to look for, what not to look for. I'm still getting all that, putting money up. But see, in that efficiency apartment I was in, it was only $350 a month, James.
Damn.
$350 a month. That's man, look, I made that in my part-time job. So, my full-time job, I was making my money. So I was doing what I need to do, save my money. Did I get jokes? When I had they said, well, why don't we never get together over your house and play cards? Dog, I ain't got no damn room. Stop trying to be funny. We're going to sit on my damn bed. We're going to play cards on a bed.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed to bring ladies over there, James.
Yeah.
Let alone have a group of people, 4 or 5 people over there. You know what I'm saying? Having a good time. I wasn't doing all that. So I'm always going to somebody else's house. I said, look, if you can host at your house. I provide. I don't drink, but I buy a case of beer and some chicken wings or something, and we do it there, man. Just give me a place. I can't host a party like I want to, but please believe me, when my time comes, it's gonna be grand. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, I had to do what I had to do. Yeah. So, but I'm out there hustling, working, saving money, and doing what I need to do. Get my credit all the way back together. Now, at that time, I was in the low 600s when I got that efficiency apartment. And it took a lot of begging and prayer for that woman to even give me a shot. Because she's like, man, she said, look, normally I don't give nobody unless they $650 or higher, even an efficiency apartment.
That's crazy.
Like, damn, I said, man, look, I just got out of college, just graduated, trying to make my way. I got a daughter, just give me a chance. I ended up giving a security deposit the first And the last month, you know what I'm saying, I paid up 3 months in advance. That's how serious I was.
What else you
know
gave
what I'm
him?
saying?
What else you gave him? What else you gave him?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Baby, you know what ain't true. You know that ain't what I do. But I made it chat. She gonna start. Look, she gonna get that. She gonna be like the Rock. Well, you know, one of my eyebrows right up. What? What James is accusing, trying to insinuate is not true, baby. You know where I stand. No, but yeah, man, I did everything I could to try to get in the right place, in the right frame of mind, so I can get this place and have some place to lay my head, you know, and do what I need to do, man. And so she gave me a chance, gave me an opportunity, even when I was only about 615. That was my credit card. Well, a little bit higher than that, about 615, 620, something like that is where I at. I didn't hit that 650 mark, but she gave me that opportunity because I gave it the first and last month, and I paid 3 months in advance.
Yeah.
She worked with me, and you know, I was a good tenant for at least 3 years, man, before I moved out and got to a better apartment. Let's say, you know what I'm saying, a 2-bedroom apartment. So, because see, at the time, whenever my daughter come over, I had to sleep on the couch. I let her sleep on the bed. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I didn't want to put her out like that. But I'm in a situation, so I got to sleep on the couch, let her get on the bed. You know what I'm saying? And so until I got like a couch bed, and then I allowed her to sleep on the couch bed, and I slept in the regular bed. But yeah, man, you know, those are the struggles I had to deal with, right? Yeah, until I got my shit together and, like I said, save some money and do what I need to do. But then I got that real apartment. And of course, this is how I had the unfortunate experience of dealing with landlords, bad landlords, calling maintenance man, all that. And I said, I vow, once I get into a home, I'm not ever going back to an apartment. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna figure out how the way to maintain this house and this house payment. I'm gonna do what I got to do.
Yeah. And
I've been out ever since. And not knocking anybody who rents, because I understand we have to start somewhere, right, brother?
Exactly.
We got to start somewhere. You got to do something to build up your credit and build up some type of consistency. But like I said before, I want to see everybody, especially our people, opportunity on the home, man. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing, man. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful thing, and it's affordable. I understand. Right now, the interest is probably going around. I think it's about 6% right now, and it's not looking as beneficial as it was before. But eventually it's going to turn. Mm-hmm. Guess what's not going to go down? That rent's not going to go down.
Yeah,
that rent's going to keep going up.
And then you can refinance it later on when the markets go down too. So
look, 5 years from the day you have it, go in there, like you said, refinance and just do what you need to do.
Exactly, man.
Do what you need to do.
When because I bought the house that I'm in now, I bought it during the COVID time, and you know how that was. Everybody was going crazy trying to buy a house, so we was getting outbidded 30, 40, 50 grand, and I was like, yo, like, oh my bad, I got an echo. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? I'm good.
Yeah. We good. I'll be good.
Man, so but yeah, like I was like, it was outbidding me. So I was like, what I did was I went to the end of the list. So I went to the houses that wasn't getting as much attention, and I was able to negotiate with the owner of this property to get him to drop it down like another 20, 30 grand. That was closer to, because I was trying to get it to the lowest possible. I'm always trying to negotiate on that person that you send me in the store, I'm gonna try to negotiate to get a better deal for something. But yeah, so we end up getting him to drop his price down almost 60 grand when it was all said and done. And then we was able to get into this house, and we just been fixing it up, because I think another problem is a lot of people, they want to have that nice apartment, they want to have that nice house, their first house. No, you need that starter home. You need to learn about the game. So a lot of people, they spending $400,000 or $500,000 on one house, and then once that house foreclosed on, they like, oh, well, I don't want to get no more houses no more. No, get you a little starter home, get you something that you can play with, and then that can become a rental property. You know what I mean? Like me and we got a rental property. So now you can expand your income. You know, so it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. You know, my man said, I did the same exact thing early. Had it off day, but I worked and saved up enough money for a security deposit and 5 months in advance. Not having a car yet also helped. Yeah. Blaze, I barely had a little piece of car, man. I had a Crown, one of them old police cars, Crown Vic. They probably saved me from a lot of tickets because I was driving fast that thing. But the police I never had no. That's the only car I ever had that I never got a ticket in.
Man, y'all bring me back a lot of like memories, man. Like this stuff was so long ago, but it's like talking about it is making me start to think about it again. Like man, I had like it took me like 7 to 8 months, but I had like $7,000 saved up because I wasn't going out. I knew I was about to get an apartment, so I was like, I was about to get married. I was saving up because I wanted to make sure that we had like all the provision and all that stuff taken care of. And things, and I know it's gonna be a lot of money getting into a new apartment. I didn't have a car at this time or nothing, so I was already stacking up, trying to make sure that things was be in order before we got into that situation. And I think a lot of people, man, they running behind the Gucci, they running behind all these Louis and all these different designer stuff. I went into that because I wanted to make sure that I was doing my job, and that kind of helped us out. So a lot of the families that we was cool with at the time, they was putting their computers in a pawn shop because they had to pay this bill, because they were spending a lot of money. But we was living in like a not so good neighborhood, but we lived there for 2 years, and then we was able to move into a nicer one after that, because we had enough money saved up now. And now after that, we've been straight ever since. So. Well, that was my first wife, but I got rid of her ass. But yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about it, man, let me present this. The decision to rent or buy might be primarily financial, and that's facts. But your lifestyle and the future plans or goals should always be a factor. I mean, if that's not true, I don't know what else needs to be said right there.
Yeah.
It is primarily your financial decisions you make, and how what your goals are, what your plans is. What are you trying to do? Now, James, you as a man who has children and you want to build financial wealth for your children, what better way is to have a home?
Exactly.
Yep, them boys can have at home and always have, by the time they get up ready to create a family, they always gonna have somewhere to go to.
Exactly.
I don't think they have to worry about paying property tax on it.
Yep. Exactly.
That's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. Or they could be paying a lease every month.
Mm-hmm. And that's
making somebody else's house payment.
Exactly. And that's what I started my son, like showing him everything. Like a lot of people don't know, man. I be buying houses around like $10,000, whole houses and stuff like that. Like I'm from Alabama, so where I'm from, I bought a house around the corner from me for like $8 or $9 grand. This is pre COVID and all that type of stuff. It was like around 2017, so to like 6-7 years ago, and I was renting those houses out for $600-$700 a month. Now those same houses rent out for like over $1 grand a month. But I'm only paying $8 grand for it. You know what I mean? So you get multiple of those properties instead of that 30-year mortgage that other people got. I'm paying that back less than a year or 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? So after everything's paid off, after you get it fixed up. So if we put ourselves in the mindset of, hey, I can own land, I can own these cheaper properties, buy up your hood and fix it up, you can do a lot of changing, a lot of different things rather than us sitting around complaining, saying nobody ain't here to help us. No, you just go buy up your neighborhood, make sure you fix up the little things. It might gonna need an HVAC, it might need a roof. That's probably $10 grand each. You know what I mean? But at the long run, you're gonna save a lot more money compared to buying that $200,000-$300,000 house compared to buying that house and renting out and stuff.
And like you said, man, it's all about what you can afford and what your budget is, and that's the main thing. You definitely, need to sit down and have a budget. That's first thing first. And guys, this is the reason why I doing my shows the way I did. I did it for a reason. A couple weeks ago, I talked about Bitcoin and stock and investment and all that. Before that, I talked about credit, having good credit and credit cards. I'm doing this for reasons, man, because I want to help our people get into the mindset of saving money, building wealth. Look, I know a lot of people love to get into the stock market and all that, and the stock market's a great thing, especially if you have a lot of experience in it and you have a lot of insights and you have some people that you know. But one thing, man, is about real estate is going to be consistent. It's going to be there.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be there.
I'm gonna tell you about this play I did with. So that same house I bought for 10,000, right? So when the market went up during the COVID time, those same houses they went up to 60,000. So now the house I bought for 8 is worth $60,000 now. 60,000. So now, now I'm able to. He said no longer 7. Now you're able to get a HELOC. So I got a HELOC off that property, and that's a home equity line of credit. So they allow you to pull 85%, 80% of that equity of that house. So I pulled 45,000 cash off that house, and I had another one like that too. So I pulled another 45,000 off that too as well. So now I got $90,000 cash. I went and bought a house up in Baltimore for 40. I think I bought it for 45, close to $50,000 cash on the auction, and then it had a tenant in there, so I had to go through the legal process, got the tenant out, and I was able to sell that property for 110 a year later. You see what I'm saying? So having properties, man, you can jump start. You can start small, and then you can work your way up to get bigger and better things and stuff like that. It just, a lot of people don't think of the long game. They just think about, I want my money right now. But I waited that year to make that bread. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can just mimic that different idea, but you have to put the work in. You have to get the knowledge. But having a house, man, it's the ultimate Uno reverse card. If you want one, hey, I got money now. Shit.
Oh yeah. We having to get together now. No problem. We're gonna live it up. We're gonna live it up. And look, also people, we gotta also realize where you living at, where you decide to make your residence. That's a big factor. Knowing what type of career you have. Is it one of those when you don't have to live in the same state as your job, or you go work remotely. The beautiful thing about C-19 and all that, it allows a lot of people start work from home or work remotely. Exactly. So now you don't necessarily have to live in the same state in your job. Yeah. It depends on you. I know where I work at. We have a lot of people who commute from Indiana. Indiana is probably about 15 minutes away from the workplace for where they work at, and they commute. You have it all the time, and it's a little bit cheap over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's compared. 6% sales tax over here is 5% over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little bit cheaper. The property tax over here a little cheaper. Of course, a lot of everything else, like I said, sales tax, gas, and all that's a lot cheaper over in Indiana.
Yeah.
Me and my lady also had a conversation, talked about this, possibly if I'm looking for a home over there. Now, not a big fan of it, but I understand why she brought it to my attention, because it makes sense. Financially, it does make sense.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and then
with that being said, with that being said, it's like, it's an option. I'm not going to zero it out. Definitely not going to zero out. Now, of course, we have some other plans we talked about, as we get up in a certain age, man, with us and we retire. How about we move to a warm weather state and retire from them?
Yeah, you know Florida, what I'm saying? Everybody always move to Florida for that. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. She threw out Florida. I teased a little bit. I said we're gonna move back to Texas. Dallas, Texas. We think about. Oh yeah, I'm all for it. Well, no, we not. I'm just want to mess with it a little bit, because that's where I got her out of. Now she's ready to go back, just because I mentioned it. So, but let me keep it going. Renting offers more flexibility and less upfront costs, but it does not build equity and offer tax benefits. True.
Facts.
This is true. So, like I said, when you're renting, you're paying somebody else's house payment. You're making somebody else's house payment. You're paying somebody else's mortgage when you're renting. You're not building any equity. You're just pouring into it. And really, you're at the mercy of the landlords.
Mm-hmm.
look, we all heard them horror stories, right? We all heard them horror stories, or we was a victim of the horror stories. You know what I'm saying? I remember pipes busting in my apartment. Now, pipes could bust in my house, right? I'm not saying it can't, because that look, James, you both know there's some upkeeps we got to do. My brother James up there put a new sink in, huh? I see he put a new sink in. But a pipe busted. Fortunate enough, I knew where my water shutoff valve was there, so I cut that off and got saved myself a little bit. But I still had water on the floor, so carpet damage, a little bit of damage for some of the bottom part of my furniture that got damaged. Now, let me help you guys out. If you don't have renter's insurance, what the hell are you waiting on?
Yeah,
it's not a lot of money, but it's a benefit that you really need, so you can protect yourself about what you have inside them apartments. Take advantage of that benefit, please. For those who are renting, get renter's insurance.
And some apartments, they making you do it now. I mean, some places that when I was renting, they was like, hey, in order for you to live here, you have to have renter's insurance, because certain things happen, like you said, pipes burst or something will happen, and you, now they want the people to pay. They want the rent. They trying to sue the people. They like, nah, you're not gonna get no money from us. But yeah, man, it's crazy. She want to move back to Texas.
We ain't going. Yeah, we ain't going. Tommy, don't even worry about it. We ain't going. Hey, I'm a visit. It's a beautiful place to visit, but I'm not moving back there.
Yeah, Texas is nice. Yeah.
Now, look here. I say it, James Tommy. I'll be right back there. Let me bring my brother Lou up. Brother Lou, what's going on, man? I know you was out there getting your Richard Simmons on.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, what's going on, man?
I was trying to finish up with the gym so I could join you guys this evening.
Well, brother, I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it, brother. I greatly appreciate it. So, and Lou was up here when we was having that conversation about money and money talks and investments and all that. And so I was sharing with James how I'm trying to see more Black people, man, as our people become homeowners, man. Enjoy the perks and the benefits that is, man. So that's why I'm having these conversations now. I feel like it's a conversation that's greatly needed to talk about. A lot of people don't talk about it in these spaces, but I just want to be one of the ones to try to put the conversation out there, so give something to people to think about. You know what I'm saying, Lou? I think you're on mute, brother.
No, I said I agree. I
Okay.
agree. I think right now we're in that kind of season where there's a transitioning happening in the market in terms of interest rates, and we're starting to see prices slowly get rolled back. I'm starting to see some prices for certain residentials get cut back 10, 15, 20,000. So there is a little bit of a change happening right now. And for those who are looking to purchase, hold on to your money, man, and just be visually constantly looking, because they're going to be deals. And if you could get yourself a fixer-upper where you could put some sweat equity into, will even be better.
Yeah, definitely that, man. And like you said, everything's negotiable. Everything's negotiable. You can negotiate. The worst they can tell you is no, James.
Exactly, man.
You heard no before. I've been married. I've been told no before. Lou ain't never been told no, so he ain't got to worry about that. But for us others regular guys, I heard no before.
Man, I'm starting to, man. I be in Lowe's and Home Depot so much. They know me. They know my face. They're like, oh, I got this for sale. They be like, I promise you, man. I'll be in there because I like to make relationships with people. I'm just talking, chatting up. That's something I like to do. And they be giving me some crazy deals, man. Like those 72 by 80 doors, the little sliding doors or French doors. I be getting them 90% off. I got this door was $3,500. I got it for $350. You know, and I'm just like Lou said, I'm gonna put some swag on there and get it junk installed in the house. I replaced like all the doors in this house so far, and I'm trying, you know what I mean, just room by room. You see me doing the sink. I had replaced that floor last week too. So I'm just, you know what I mean, it's man, it's just fun, man. It's life, man. It's just something that you can enjoy. You can say, dang, we did that. The kids are watching, they seeing and they learning. You know what I mean? Sometimes I make mistakes. Now I got to learn how to fix my mistakes, and now I know a lot more because I had to fix what I messed up. Man, it's a good investment in anything you do. So,
Man said I'm addicted to Lowe's and Home Depot. I can relate.
That's my peak.
I can relate. I want to go back to Florida, Georgia.
A lot of time over there.
Look, I definitely agree. I go to Menards. I like to do IKEA, but unfortunately, where I live at, I have to ride an hour and a half in order to get to the closest one in Cincinnati, Ohio, or in Indianapolis, Indiana. So when I go up there, I can't just be going up there just to look around, right? For that long of a trip, I got to be going up there for a purpose. So normally I try to shop online, make sure they got it, because I go online and say, okay, say they got it. Okay, let me make a phone call, because you're not going to have me ride no 2-hour drive and you somebody's going to disappoint me, talk about our system hasn't been updated. Bullshit, James. Bullshit. You better have it. Have me driving 2 hours to come see. So, I like I said, I love those stores. Man, doing the vid, those are the only stores that was open. A lot of these department stores wasn't open like that. My mall was Home Depot and Lowe's. I'm in there. Man, I probably did the most home improvement stuff during that 2.5 year span. Exactly. I got the most things done. As far as a honey-do list, I was getting it done. Improving. Look, I got a slab of concrete, my patio out there, my deck, got it painted, refinished, and squared off. Man, I did all that, boy. Got me some new patio furniture, got a fire pit out there. Man, I was on it. Lou, you couldn't tell me nothing. I benefited.
Yo,
I'm ready for COVID to shut down again. Is that kind of bad that I want COVID to come back around? No. I made all type of money. Overtime was plentiful.
Shoot, man. I love that $30 paint though. That 5 gallon. When you know that messed up paint, whatever. When people bring the paint back, and they
well, I tell you, my boy James stayed on the clearance rack.
I paint the whole house with that paint. Like, so I got like I got 2 colors that look similar. So you won't notice if you was in my house. And I painted one half with 1 5 gallon. I painted the other half with the other 5 gallon. And I just been chilling, man. I promise you, man. I be trying to save so much, man. I love that shit, man.
James, what you do is you mix the two, you know what I'm saying? And then you get that one consistent, even color, and then you go from there.
Yeah, that's facts.
Hey, no, that's
so Lou gonna have you out here just making up a whole new color.
A whole new color. They're gonna be jealous when they come over and they be like, damn, where did you get that color from?
They're gonna say, James, what color is that? Oh, that's called James. Y'all didn't know about this?
I had this specially made just for me.
Y'all better learn about it. Oh man, let's keep it moving, man. Owner requires a large financial commitment and more responsibility, but provides stability and potential for building equipment. Oh man, look, guys, get you a nice starter home. It could be a 2-bedroom home. So what? Get you a starter home, something to start on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, 5, 8 years down the road, turn around, sell that thing. You got 8 years worth of equity built into it. Get you a nicer home. You know, get your 4-bedroom house with the 2 full bathrooms, finished basement, all that good stuff. I think I just described my house, but you know, that's what I did. The funny thing about it is, I remember, and you know, this is how I'm telling my age, because my rent was $550 a month, and it wasn't in the hood. But this is how long ago is. Last time I lived in an apartment was 2005. it might have been before that, about 2003 or 4 maybe, was the last time I lived in an apartment. That's how long ago it was. But when I first was looking into buying the first home, my house payment was $505. So I saved $45 a month when I got this apartment. And when I left this apartment, moved into a home. Now, of course, I had to start paying a water bill, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, my LG bill, my light bill went up just a little bit. But it kind of offset it because I was paying $45 more extra a month in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, my car insurance went down because of the neighborhood I moved to. You know, that's a factor. So, you know, I don't know how much I can pat in people's head. Guys, look into it. I know right now the interest rates are driving them up to the point where there's not that much of a difference between your apartment and your house, your future house payment. But again, that rent's not going down. It's not. It's more than likely going up. And you at the mercy of a landlord. Like I said, something happens, you know, James have a get together in his apartment. He fall asleep or he drunk, he dropped a cigarette. He's setting the whole goddamn place on fire. Now my place on fire, not because I had a good time and got James did this shit. James was smoking and forgot to put his black and mild out. Now the whole apartment complex on fire. And I'm out of the place. Now I'm out there in the Salvation Army looking for shelter. I'll be goddamn. And you know, that was my mindset. Not because I could have saved money and moved to a house. I don't want somebody to burn my damn place down, and it wasn't me. And I'm coming home, my shit gone. My shit burnt up. Because somebody forgot to turn the stove off. Or somebody playing with firecrackers. I'm not going to say who did that. And burnt the damn... Never mind. I'm being too vulnerable.
Man, I was gonna say, man, too, that with the equity thing, because that was a great information that you gave. It's the simplest thing you can do. You can add a closet to a room that has a window. Now it's a bedroom. Now the equity of that house it goes up because you added an extra bedroom and stuff. So it's a lot of little different tricks and trades that you can do, and that you can kind of like switch the system up to make your house that seems like it's not worth that much, make it a lot more. Add a basement, add a bathroom down there. It's so much different things that you can do, and then now you sitting on $100,000 in equity, and you sell it. You know, you can make that money, or you can get a HELOC off it, another HELOC off it, and go buy something else. You know, so it's a lot of little different things you can do.
And James, it's funny you say that. I was watching this video and the man was talking to his daughter. Matter of fact, let me let it play. I got the video. Let me let it play.
Hey Dad, Austin and I are about to buy a house and you guys paid off your mortgage faster. How did you do it?
Well, it's not as difficult as it sounds. What we did is we took the 30-year mortgage. Now the reason we did that is because then your monthly payment is so much less. During the year, if you make one additional monthly payment somewhere along the line, it can be one big payment or 12 small payments. But if you make an extra payment every year, that comes straight off the principal, not the interest, and it will cut your loan down from 30 years to 17.
Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
So that's a concept I learned probably about 10 years ago and started doing that. And in my 30 years, I'm cutting it down that my house be paid off at 15. Because I did that, I did that concept. And like I said, doing that vid time, I really piled on. I was working 50 hours a week, 10 hours of overtime, killing them. What was I doing? I'm sending 2 house payments. Mr. Hink, you don't have to do is you only out. No. I know what I'm doing. Now, I need for you to put this portion of it towards the principal. Put this portion of it towards the interest. And let's rock out. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And that's what we've been doing. And I paid it. Man, they like, didn't know all of a sudden I had to switch it up once the overtime wasn't plentiful no more. Is something going on? Do we need to be concerned? Or did we need to make arrangement? I said, no. Y'all gonna get paid every month. I guarantee y'all, it's automatic. Y'all dragged it out of my account. And, I'm just not gonna pay it as much because the overtime's not as plentiful. Now I still pay over. I pay over extra $100 on my house payment now, but it's not as much as it was for them 2 years. But when I was doing that, that knocked a couple years off my mortgage, and I've been working on that concept ever since. Because I'm soon I paid off the better. So I was when I got my lady to move down, I tried to convince her and talk her into let's rent it. Now I kind of understood why she didn't want to, because she didn't want to do it from all the way here in Kentucky and a house in Texas. I said we could get a management company. I said I could talk to my management company here, and they can recommend me to a management company out there in Texas, and we could run it that way. But she didn't want the overhead. I said, okay, we'll just sell it and we'll move on. But if I'm gonna say this, if you do when y'all do get your starter homes, hold on to it. Don't sell it if you can afford to. Use it as an investment. Create an LLC. Put that house under that LLC and rent it out. And make money. Don't let this money pass you guys. Like I said, it's generational wealth y'all missing out on. Please take my advice and do it. Please take my advice. I promise you won't regret it. Do the research. If you don't trust me, do the research. I understand you won't do the research. Look into it. Then come back and say, hey, Hank, I appreciate you. Throw me a fist up. Let me know. I appreciate what you share with me. I mean, Lou got about 20 houses. I'm trying to get him to sell me one out there in his area.
I'm trying to pick up a new one this year.
See, I can't fool with Lou. I can't fool with Lou. I can't keep up with you, brother. I will let you have it. I will let you have it. But you know something, Lou? I was talking to my lady, and my next investment. So right now she's in the process of getting her real estate license. Because I sit there and say, look, when we buy our new home, when we get married, got our new home together, I need for you to get the points off that. Ain't no need to get another realtor who's going to get that money and you can get it and we're going to benefit from it. Why? Why would we do that? You're going to get the points because you found a house, you sold it, and we're going to go from there. We're going to go from there. We ain't going to let this money pass us. And then that's also going to give me the opportunity to have some insight on some properties, months before you common Joes and the Joannes, have access to it. I'm trying to, my next venture is apartment. I want to get an apartment complex. Minimum amount of doors I want is about 8. Maximum is 12. That's what I want. So now we're looking at $1,500 a door.
I was talking to my uncle. My uncle, he owns a company that builds the foundations of houses and different things like that. He's been in business for a while doing it, even since I was a kid. And he was telling me, because when rich people, they talk to their rich friends and all that type of stuff. So he my rich uncle. Everybody got that rich uncle, right? So what his friends told him what they do is, so they would build an apartment building from scratch, right? And then they will rent it out to Section 8 and for 5 years. And then after that 5-year mark, the government will buy the property at market value from them. But they still, they got those 5 years of Section 8, you know what I mean, renting out and stuff. He was telling me about a concept like that. So I don't know, you may be looking to something like that, man, because there's a lot of money, you know what I mean, in that apartment building stuff, man, because a lot of people can't afford houses right now. So the people with the money, you know what I mean, it's our time. So
yeah. Look, let me do a super chat real fast, big brother. Shout out to my brother dedicated to the children's future. Man, I ain't seen you over in a while, but I'm glad you're back, brother. And I appreciate the super chat. You didn't have to do it, but I thank you for the blessings. I thank you, sir. It says salute him to the panel in the chat. Right on, my brother. Right on. Go ahead, Lou.
So is it okay if I walk through this step-by-step process?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much one of the things that I recommend people to do, and one of the things that I have done, and one of the things that I talk about with my close group, and one of the things that I talk to with a mentor. So I have a real estate agent, and I also have a real estate investor who is a mentor who walks me through this process, right? And one of the things that I've always learned about is how to properly structure. Paperwork, structure. It's very important that you have these things in order. And the reason why I say that is because, unfortunately, a lot of people find themselves in a bind because they don't have their paperwork in order. You know, if you're going to set up in the midst of talking about generational wealth, one thing that you should consider, especially if you're going to pay for your child's college fund, is consider, you know, starting an LLC. One of four states: California, Delaware, Ohio, Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? One of those 4 states. And you're going to be crossed with an option, whether it's a single member LLC versus a joint member LLC. Single member LLC, you are the only owner. Joint member LLC, you can add members, you know, limited, as long as you are the general, and it's unrestricted. Once you structure your LLC, right, create a business plan. You know, have a purpose, a vision, right, and a mission. You know, you should really write those things down. The other thing is have an operating agreement. You know, you could go through LegalZoom or get an attorney to draft an agreement in the state in which you reside in, right? And once you have those things in place, you know, then you're going to get yourself a certificate of authority or a foreign qualification. And sort of what you're going to do is that is going to allow, you know, you to kind of operate, because what you're doing is that you're setting it up for your child, but you're the sole proprietor, right? Because they're not of legal age. And that's through the channel in which you set it up with. The next thing I recommend you to do is set up a uniform minors account or a UGMA account. And pretty much it's a uniform gift to minors act. And it pretty much allows you to set up a fund, which the money from the rental that is going to be generated from that property is going to fund that account, which is that money is going to be used for your college fund, your kid's college fund, right? And run the rental property through your LLC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Once you do that, you know, take your business LLC, the paperwork, and open up a business checking account, a business saving account, and then your personal checking account and a personal savings account. And then set up payroll services. Set up a payroll service, and that service is a tax deduction as well. Remember that payroll service is also a tax deduction because it's part of your business. You know, you open up a business account with your child's name to build credit, business credit as well. So what we're essentially looking at is setting up the structure, the name, and everything, right? And have everything running through and funnel through that property. Registered through the state for a Section 8 voucher. or HUD VA. Once you do that, right, those buildings, you'll see how much you get for those Section 8 apartments. Let's say you have a 3-unit or 4-unit. Let's say they're paying $1,350 for each one. $1,350 times 4, whatever the case may be. That's how much is coming in every month, guaranteed for those apartments, right? At some point, you're gonna have to consider whether to get yourself a property manager or you're gonna do it yourself. I recommend get a property manager. Also, banking 8 to 10% for property management maintenance. And or if not, create a property management LLC. That's another thing too. Create a property management LLC by you that is paid, that you're gonna pay yourself to have that run through you as well. So now that also has other tax implications and benefits. Because why are you gonna pay somebody else if you could pay yourself through your LLC business?
Can I add one thing right quick? I'm sorry. With the Section 8, you got to pass the inspection too.
That is true.
That's the only thing I want to add. But you're doing good, brother. My bad.
Yeah. So I didn't break that down. So yeah. So there's a certain you have to make sure you have no lead. You have to make sure that you meet all these Section 8 requirements. And you could go to the website and print that out, and they have a whole checklist to allow you to kind of follow along and make sure that you meet all those guidelines, right, to qualify. And then from there, what did I leave off? So you, okay, so and then like those elements essentially will fund the UTMA account, which also create cash flow for the rental property, and it's also paying for itself, month after month, time after time. And by the time your child becomes 18 and is ready to go off college, right, that property unit is going to essentially be paying for your child's education, and also the UTMA account. If you're going to look for a building, also too, like being close to college campuses, right? So there are kids that live on campus. There are those who live off campus, and you providing that, you already have, that they're coming in the fall, so that's like August, September, and they're out in the spring. Right, so you the college calendar time period, and you could base a lot of that stuff off of there. So yeah, that's kind of that. I have a lot of this stuff kind of written down and mapped out. So I unfortunately can't share because it's on my phone, but hopefully that was very good and clear.
You good? What's going on, Tommy? What's going on tonight, brother?
What's happening, big dog? There's a couple things I was gonna say. One, I had heard about that as well a couple of years ago about the video that you showed as far as making the extra payment, and so that's why I put the question there. I know a lot of people don't know about that, but for those that do, I always wonder, you getting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 back on your taxes. I just dropped $2,000 or $3,000 on the motherfucking net. It's done. You know what I'm saying? If you make that a routine, you pay your house off easily. But so my dad used to do real estate. He lost over $1 million in real estate when the crash happened in 2008. So I kind of been around it for a minute. I kind of been having a paralysis analysis thing. I spent, like 2 years just studying this shit crazily. They have a website I would recommend everybody called Bigger Pockets. I don't know if you guys know about it. Bigger Pockets, bro. Anywhere in the United States, you can find people in your area that do real estate, that does everything from lending to hard money lending to, just everything. So it's a good place to link up. It's almost like a Facebook, but for real estate.
What's it called again, Tommy?
It's called biggerpockets.com. It's free. you can pay to get a little bit more access, but it's free. They have a podcast on it. They have forums on it. It's a lot of good information, and it's free information, bro. Like I learned so much stuff from it, and it again it's state to state. So if you want to know something particularly about your state, there's professionals from your state that can pretty much answer any question that you want, and they're willing to answer any question that you want, free of charge. Um, One thing I would say for I swear I wish I knew this when I was younger, is one thing they promote in there is called house hacking. So what you do is you buy a duplex, you live in one side and you rent out the other side, and you pretty much live in rent free. What I was going to tell you when you was talking about the apartment thing is so in order to get what you talking about, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, you got to get like a commercial loan, correct? To get like an 8 unit, because from what I understand, up to 4 doors, it still counts as like a single family home. So my thing has been and what my plan is, kind of my dream a retirement plan is in the next 10 years to at least get 8 to 10 houses, just straight rentals. Um, and to be honest with you, that whole time I'm doing that, I'm probably gonna be renting out my main residence. Um, but to get myself in a position to one when I want to buy my main residence, those rentals will pay for it. And when I'm ready to kick my feet up, I got income coming in. Cause I got income coming in from the military for the rest of my life anyway. So for me, I got an advantage over a lot of people because my kids go to college for free. I ain't got to worry about that. I got life insurance, so if I pass away, they getting 7 figures. So I ain't worried about leaving them nothing. So for me, I'm just trying to position myself financially just so I can live. I don't have to do this shit, when I'm 70, like I see some of these cats out here doing. Um, if I do it, it's because I want to do it. It's not because I have to do it, type of deal. So I'm just kind of trying to set myself up just for just a better way of life. But that's a couple of things that I learned just looking at a lot of the podcasts on Bigger Pockets and reading a lot of the forums, chopping it up with them. They got a lot of the real estate. They not called clubs, but anyway, where they meet up in your local cities and stuff, and you can network with a bunch of the real estate people in your area and stuff. So yeah, Bigger Pockets is a excellent place to go to learn about this stuff. Whether you just buying your own first home residential, or if you want to get into investing in this stuff.
Well, man, I appreciate you dropping them gems for us, big brother. I appreciate that. My lady just posted the website up on the on the chat.
They got an app too.
Oh, that's even better. Some of us don't are lazy with it, so that'll make it even better. I'm gonna definitely look into that. But what the good thing about Section 8 is that the money's guaranteed every month. The bad thing about Section 8, you better make sure you have your insurance up to par. Because them ornery son of a bitches will tear your shit up. Because they don't respect it like it's their own. They treat it like it's them rental cars you used to do when you was in your 20s. You used to spill out, test the tires, and ran the transmission to hell and high waters. You know how we used to do. I ain't got to tell them. I ain't gonna tell them myself no more. I need to stop this shit. But James, when I was telling you about Habitats for Humanity, that's how I furnish my rental properties. Habitats for Humanity. One time, I put new stuff in there. I said never again because I had it on Section 8. And when she moved out, she left the food in there. She was already gone because you got to notice. And in Section 8 is a little bit different than regular tenants, right? As a tenant, I only got to give them really 2 weeks, but then they get 30 days after the 2 weeks that either the rent's going up or you got to get the fuck out. So after I give them 2 weeks, they got 30 days to vacate. Well, Section 8, they got a little bit more. They got 60 days. And so it's a different type process, right? The only thing about Section 8, I can't turn the water off and tell them it's inhabitable. You got to get the hell out. I can't do it like I do my regular tenant rent because the rent's tied into the water bill. This is
Damn,
some
he
trick. Now,
cut the water off.
You damn right. Tommy, you don't pay your rent, you don't pay your water. Now, California may be different, state to state. Please don't do this. Don't listen to me and tell me, well, I'm going to do it in my
It'd be a
state.
nightmare out here, boy.
It might not go the way you want it to. My state, the water can be tied into the rent. And if you ain't paying your rent, you ain't paying your water bill. That's what I told him. I said, don't pay your rent if you want to. That water getting cut off. You ain't going to cut my water off.
That's clutch.
She paid her rent for 2 months. She got water cut off. Guess what I did? I called on her. I said, she need to get out. It's inhabitable. She ain't got no damn water. She had to move immediately. It ain't no 30 days, no 14. Immediately. It's inhabitable. You got to go. That's what the sheriff told her. I said, please don't play with me.
You know, one of the mistakes my dad made, and I kind of learned this after, like, his stuff kind of failed, but, like, just learning, like I said, going through the bigger pockets thing was, so he had a property in West Oakland on a street called Meade Street. Meade Street ain't been shit since he was a kid. A lot of dope selling, just a lot of shit. My dad is a contractor, you know, by trade. So when he does housework, he's used to doing like the max, you know. So when he got the property, he went through there, and it's crazy because it's like once you step through the doors, you would have thought you was in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had to come back outside, and it was Meade Street. And it's one thing that I learned when I was watching the stuff on Bigger Pockets. They were saying you have to do your restorations. It has to match the neighborhood. So he got like marble countertops. I mean, crown, like he maxed it because that's what he's used to doing. Like when he does work around our house, that's what he does. So in his head, he's just doing it the way he would do our house and stuff. And mind you, when he went into getting real estate, he didn't sit down and do no courses, nothing like that. He just started buying houses and shit.
Yeah.
So he didn't, you know, he kind of went in blindly or whatever. And so that's one of the things that when I started kind of reading the books and started looking at the things, I was looking like, and I could start pinpointing stuff where he messed up at, and it kind of helped me like, oh, okay, I see where he could have did this or he could have did that. And I think that's from people coming from that construction background. I think that's a hard thing for them because they're used to doing quality work. And it's not to say that you don't do quality, but it's durability over quality in some situations. So like what you're saying with Section 8, it's
That's
durability over quality.
Mm-hmm. Tommy, that is the key word. And that's why I went to Habitat for Man. Like I said, I guess I was like your father. I learned on the first time around, I'm going to get some nice stuff. They're going to take care of it. It's going to be good. It's going to last long because it's good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Let me tell you what she did. Like I said, she moved out and she left food in the refrigerator. My shit was black inside. And we all know refrigerator ain't no black on the inside. But that's how this shit looked like. It was molded. It was, man. My man said, well, man, we could clean it out real good and keep it. I said, I can't. I said, you're a trifling man to even have the idea. Think I'm going to try to figure this way to clean that. Now, I know James will keep that shit and figure a way out how to clean it.
I ain't gonna do it. I was the Clorox in that bit and ran out.
They throw some bleach in that thing.
No, I mean, it was so bad. It was like permanently stuck. I said, it ain't no happen.
But you know what, Hank?
I threw that bad boy away, man.
They're treating it like what they're treating it by what they're paying for. So they paying $80 a month for rent. That's how they're going to treat it. Like they're paying $80 for rent.
She only paid $25. She paid
25 years. So and that's how she's going to treat it. Like it's a $25 a month rental. You know what I'm saying? Your actual rent might be, you know, $800, $1,000. Yeah. But in her head, shit, this only $25.
Yeah. They sent me a voucher for $875.
Yeah. So in her head, this ain't nothing but a $25 place. Yeah. And that's how they going to treat it.
Yeah, exactly.
On the Habitat for Humanity thing, I shoot some of the furniture in my house now I get from there. But one of the tips for the people that want to shop, they go to the rich areas because a lot of times those rich people be giving out nice furniture they don't care about. They like, oh yeah, let me go give you some new stuff, and it looks practically brand new. So you can get you some great furniture for a great price cause just because you went to a rich area. So that's just something.
Not only that, James, the contractors, any stuff that they can't use or they they got too much of extra, that material going to Habitat for Humanity, and they using it as a tax write-off. And look, we all know Tommy paid for it. It ain't like they pay for it out of pocket. Tommy paid for it because he didn't want his mansion built. So any extra materials, they take it there, they get compensated for it and get a tax write-off. Hey, I'm going there and get I like that countertop. Man, that would look good on the front of my cabinets. I'm refacing my cabinets. Oh man, that would look good. Yeah. I need a new fixture for my light fixture. Oh man, they got some nice ceiling fans. That's what I did, and I flipped that thing. I said never again. They got the cheapest. You know how you got GE refrigerators, whatever GE's off brand is. I don't even know what it is no more. I got their off brand. That thing probably gonna last about 3 years, but it only cost me about $100. It's going right in that same house. And I ain't gonna worry about it. If they mess up, don't worry about it. I got insurance. And another thing, let me tell you guys, home warranty. Homeowners, get a home warranty, not home insurance. It's a must. Home warranty is optional. Get it. It's worth it. It's worth it. So, just a hint from me to you. Lou, what you got, brother? I mean, you over ponding, boy. You doing what Precious said? You putting all this on document paper so you can sell it on the. You gonna sell that knowledge, baby? Oh hell yeah!
Well, we have these kind of conversations, right? And I like to use my phone and sort of I just write notes in there. And I have a separate note, like anything and everything real estate, whether it's structuring, I have one tab, whether it's, lending, who to contact to other people, whether it's another tab for how to I even have an Excel spreadsheet that allows me to kind of look at the deal. Like what's the purchase price, the location, the building type, you know what I'm saying? How much does this building generate? It's three units, around X amount is your gross income, right? And I put that in, and then also what would be maintenance, hold for taxes, water, insurance, etc. Right? And then I look at, okay, is this a good deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I pretty much do it through like almost like 4 data points. So like, what does it cost? How much does it cost to rehab? How much would it be worth once I finish rehabbing it? Does it cash flow? Right? And you got to look at those 4 different points. And if it's not within your, budget criteria, then you have to go back and look at other properties as options, right? Until you find one that fits within that realm. You know what it costs. You have an understanding of what it would cost to get the whole building rehab, right, to rentable levels, right, so you can max out. And how much would it be worth if I refinance and I pulled out the difference? And does the property cash flow, right? And that allows you to determine whether a deal is good or not.
Hey, I was gonna I forgot to throw that in there, but Lou, on that site they actually have those as well. They have forms that you can put in for deals that actually do the calculations for you. A lot of the forms that you might need, like I'm telling y'all, like that site is, especially for being free, is that site is golden.
Oh yeah, no, that's good. I mean, so I never got it through that website. Like, I heard of Bigger Pockets like late last year, but I never really fully checked it out because I had like my own method. But I'll definitely check it out because it's useful. But I've definitely looked at, because I have like a full Excel spreadsheet, and it pretty much has like everything. It even calculates and analyzes the deal. Like, okay, like here are 3 similar properties with X amount of bathrooms or bedrooms, right? And then it gives you comparables. Like, okay, within a mile radius of you, or half-mile radius of you, like this is like the medium price of most properties, right? Like for this amount of bedrooms, this amount of bath, and it allows you to kind of be like, okay, they want 600,000, but like what's really selling in this area is around like 450. You know what I'm saying? So you could go back and negotiate and kind of itemize things like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Like this is like what the market's at, and you know, viewing the property, I've evaluated like this needs some work, and here's a list of things that I would need to invest back into. So you could, you know, go in with some ammunition in order to kind of fight for your for a better deal.
And another thing too to add to that is if you're seeing somebody going through some strife, a divorce, or anything, that's one of the best times to try to get a deal, because them motherfuckers just trying to get the fuck on.
They say shit, man.
They trying to get the hell on out of here.
Oh hell!
You be like, all right, yeah, bring the house over
Hey.
here.
James gonna kill him on the quick sale.
Yeah, James, you know where you run into those people the most? At the local bar. You know, they'll be sitting there, 3 drink. That's why I'm scouting. I was like, he has.
Well, y'all honored.
I'm gonna go sit right next to him, man.
You got a man crying in the beard, taking the songs away, and you guys are trying to bid it. Y'all like some goddamn pawn shops, man.
Hey,
y'all some goddamn pawn shop houses.
Hey, we do that with the Harleys too. Oh, you gonna?
Oh no!
How
The
much
motorcycles.
Oh, hey, I got a quick 7 for you right now, buddy.
Look, I ain't gonna hold you. I got a 1975 Chevy Impala out there right now. You know how I got it? Dude about to go to jail for child support. He tried to sell on eBay. He wanted about $5,000. I said, hell no. So I put my bid in. I ended up winning the bid for like $3,500. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get it. All of a sudden, he took the bid down. It was on eBay. I said, oh, you ain't shit. So I missed it. So probably about 3 months later, I seen the same car in the neighborhood in the West End. That's a bad end of Louisville, the West End. I said, oh, hell no. Now that he got on there, he only wanted about $2,500. And I went up there and talked to him. I said, man, you know I won this bid on eBay, man. Why'd you let go? Man, you know, I thought I was going to get more. I thought I was going to at least get about $5,000 for it, man. The body good, no rust on it. I said, I understand what you mean, man. I said, but man, you know, that's kind of bad. I said, look here. I got $2,100 right now in cash right now. What you want? He said, man, I can't do it too low, man. I'm about to go to jail for child support. I said, oh, shit, you fucked up now, dog. Oh, you messed up now. Now I got you. I got you, dog.
1,000 now.
I said, I got you now. Look, all of a sudden I got that thing down to $1,700. He want for $25. I said, look, matter of fact, I'll give you extra $50 for the taxes. I'm gonna pay taxes. You don't worry about nothing. Man, I took that thing on home. I said, give me a hat. But Tom, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Who gives a loan on a car loan on a $1,700 car? Man, he got a lien against the damn thing.
Nah, so what he probably did was like one of the pawn things where he pawned the car in on the pink slip.
So I gave him half the money. I said, man, here, I got $900. You get the other $900 when you bring back my title. I drove that bad boy on home. met him at the license bureau the next day. Got my title and everything. I said, shit. So I understand y'all benefit on somebody's misery. Y'all would be ashamed of yourself. Y'all know y'all going to hell.
No, but you just doing the extra 50 like you was doing him a solid.
Hey man, I told him I'm covering the taxes for it, baby. I was gonna pay the taxes. And look, Tommy, the taxes is only about $8.50. Shit. I got classes tags, so it ain't like I got to go in there and get new tags every year. I let the bad boy go about 3 years before I go in there and pay it. I'm like, shit, ain't no need to be paying right now. I go about 3 years.
Man, I could be
It
worse.
ain't $8.
I could be worse. I could be doing like tax liens and tax deeds and stuff. But I draw the line right there because I don't want to like.
James,
I might get into it in the future, but I was like, man, that's kind of bad. I don't know. All right, brother.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did that. I checked the local tax place where they see the property tax on these things. I mean, how much I owe? Oh, I ain't gonna fool with it. But I talked to her about it. I said, you need to find out this information. My lady inherited, her and her brother and sister inherited her grandmother's house. It's down in the West End, like I said, it's a bad end of Louisville. But that's a prime piece of property because they coming through there, they cleaning that out. That's gonna be a prime piece of property. And I told her, I said, look, I wish I had more money, probably about 10 years ago, that I could have made these investment on these properties because they was going to the point they was only selling for like $1. They was auctioning shit off, but it was $1 on the sale, but you had to come to the table at least $5,000 for the auction, and I didn't have it the front and show because I was going through really I was going through a divorce, so I didn't have the money on hand to really do it like I wanted to. I wish I did, but right now, if you go down there now, man, and white folks are buying all that property up because it's riverfront property, and we all know riverfront property in whatever state it is, it's some of the best property. It has some of the highest value, but they trying to get them black folks up out of there. They trying to turn that bad to good. You know what I'm saying? They trying to what they call it. They trying to gentrify. Yep, so they're in the process right now. They're on 10th Street, and they got to go all the way down at least 24 more blocks to get down to the area I want to buy some houses at, but they going. You know what I'm saying? And so
that's all I was telling you. Buy in the hood before they gentrify. Make sure you set up. You would already have the house fixed up and decent. And then if you want to add something to it later on to make it nicer, because you want the higher rents when the people come to gentrify, you straight. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't set themselves up for success.
James, I wasn't even gonna do that because I'm gonna turn around and sell it. I'm gonna pay say $1 about $5,000 for the house. Only thing I'm doing is maintain the grass, make sure it's boarded up. As soon as they come through
and get away,
man, I'm selling it 8 to 10 times higher than what I paid for.
Yeah, you could. True.
Or like you said, I could, do what I need to do and rent it down there and do all that. But I was thinking about, man, I'm gonna try and sell it. I'm gonna try to flip it. I'm gonna try and sell it and make a hell of a profit.
But that's probably like $2,000 of money, right? How much? Like 15 to $2,000. How much would that be for rent?
Right now, you probably could get probably about, like you said, 15 to 1,800.
Yeah.
Right now, it nice 3-bedroom, house. You probably get about that much with the rent rates the way they are now. You probably get that much.
You would have paid $5,000 for that.
That's what it would have cost. Well, it would have cost me $5,001.
Yeah.
You would have, the auction would have sold it for $1, but like you said, you had to come with 5,000. So you paying $5,001.
Yeah, man. No, that'd be the best things to do. Like that's how I normally buy most of my properties. I don't really go get too many loans. Oh my bad, I'm sorry, baby. But I don't get too many loans like that right now. But eventually I would. But I was just trying to buy it because what I really was trying to do was stop working. I was trying to have that replace my check. So, but I didn't want to have a mortgage trying to replace my check because I was wanting to stop working at that time. But you know what I mean? I started a trucking company, a whole bunch of things failed, and I was like, fuck, I fucked myself over, man. But that's another story for another day.
Well, it's those life lessons. You live and learn, big brother. You live and learn. Let me put this up. Some of the state with the highest average rent. One of them is Tommy State, California at number 2. Hawaii sits at number 1 at $24.18. God bless us, a lot of rent money. $19.58 for California. District of Columbia is $19.01. New Jersey 1850, and Massachusetts 1811. And we got the state with the lowest. North Dakota. James, you want to move out to North Dakota?
Hell no.
North Dakota's 48.49. Iowa, 974. They said at 48. South Dakota, 977. Said at 47. 46 is West Virginia, 992. And my home state, good old Kentucky, 45, 999. That's the average rent. Now, that's not what my rent place is, what I'm renting for, but you know, that's the average.
When they say
Tell me why your
average
state's
rent,
so high, man.
come
What's
on,
that,
man,
brother?
everything high over here, dog. Everything high over here. Well, okay, but you know what? Some of that is inflated by the big cities.
That's
So I
true.
tell everybody, it seems like it's crazy to live out here, but what the key is to get the job in the big city and then move outside of there and live outside of there. So like I stay an hour out of the bay. So like I was gonna ask y'all okay, where I stay at right now, I could probably get a 4-bedroom house, 2-story house, probably 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, and rent to be anywhere from 18 to 2,000. That doesn't sound crazy to me. You see what I'm saying? But you would think in California, you'd be thinking like $4,000 or $5,000. Well, if you was in the Bay Area, you'd be right. You see what I'm saying? In the Bay Area, a 2-bedroom apartment is going for $2,500. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about where you're actually at. So when a lot of people look at the Bay Area and or look at California, they go, "Oh, I can't believe y'all paying that." It's like, nah, that's if you're actually living in Los Angeles. But if you're living on the outskirts, then the shit is kind of just regular. So when I see like I remember I saw Houston, like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom average in Houston was like 1,400, I think, or something like that a month. I might be off, and I'm like, well, shit, I pay about that in California. But again, I'm not inside of the major city. I'm on the outskirts. So I think a lot of people get that missed when they see these averages. Is a lot of that shit gets inflated because the shit is so much more expensive in those cities that it just boosts that number up more than what it really is. Because a lot of people understand most of California is rural, bro. Like you have the major cities that we know of, but like say where I'm at, anywhere north of Sacramento, man, it ain't no different than the South. It's a bunch of trees, it's a bunch of hicks, it's it's nothing. And that's a lot of space from, the top of Sacramento to California. That's like a shit to Oregon, maybe a 5 or 6 hour drive. And that's all literally nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean they got cities and stuff, and but you might not get a population more than 100, maybe 200,000, and that's from Sacramento all the way up to Oregon. So a lot of people when they see California, they think the Bay Area, they think Los Angeles, but it's a lot of shit out here where you can kind of work with and get around. But as far as real estate, we don't get the deals that my man get. I remember I went to the military, bro. I met this dude. I turned 21 in boot camp. So I met this guy. He was 18, and he was like, "Yeah, me and my girl, we bought a house." I'm from California, bro. A house to me is like 200,000 up. So I'm looking at him like, "Shut the fuck up." Nah, bro, we really did. I'm like, "Fuck out of here." Yeah, bro, we spent like 30,000. I said, 30. Somebody slap this dude. He's stupid. 30,000. Because when I went to the military, I had never been outside of California. All I knew was California. Bro, I did not know they had houses for under 100,000. Like that shit was like foreign to me. And then to meet people and like that's the regular, I'm like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like I know people that can easily cash these houses out. So it's a trip. That's the way we got to do it is a little bit different because we kind of got to go through the loan process unless you got a lot of cash on hand and work it that way, But I'm a little leery on doing the out of state thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because I like to be able to physically see my, and be there and stuff like that. But that's something that I might have to get over. If you can find some deals. And then in the military, I know people in different states, so you know, if I had to, I can probably holler at people, hey, go run by here for me. I'll shoot you a couple bucks, yada, yada, yada type shit. So I might get into doing that. But I want to kind of start off here and kind of make my mistakes here and find out stuff here before I go outside of my comfort area and start messing around out there.
I
Yeah,
would
that
say, man,
definitely
make
makes
your
a lot of
mistakes with the
sense.
cheaper. Oh my bad. I would say make your mistakes with the cheaper properties, man. And that's what I wanted to do too as well, because like you said, like I bought a house. I was telling them earlier, I bought a house for 10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole house. So I would start with those houses like that. It's less loot because you lose it. All right, you lost it in the grand. But if you lose 200, it's like, oh god damn, this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But you got the experience, man. I almost think you even need that because you had your dad doing it and stuff like that. So and then you got like all the resources, the bigger pockets and stuff like that. So and you're an intelligent brother, I can tell. So you should be all right, man. Honestly, you know what I mean? Don't yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm really stuck on analysis paralysis. Like it's like I'm stuck on the studying the shit, and that's what I'm trying to kick out of, especially this year, is because I got my VA loan and everything, so I want to use my VA loan. If I can't get a quad, I want to try to get a tri at least, and if I can't get that, maybe a duplex. But I want to get a multi-unit this year and just get this shit fired off and just actually just do it, just to kind of get it rolling and stuff. Because that's what everybody says. Once you buy your first one, it just kind of kicks in gear and it gets the ball rolling. So I kind of just, like I said, bro, I went through a phase because, you know, I drive trucks. So I literally just had podcasts going on 12 hours a day, just listening. And it's like at a certain extent, you got to get this information, you got to put it into action. And so that's where I'm at right now is I just got to fucking press play and just go and do the shit. So I
You
think
got
this
much to
year I'll
worry
be in a
about,
good
bro.
position to.
Yeah, you ain't got much to worry about because you got to pay the funding fee. I'm in the military too. I'm in the Navy, so yeah, man. So
Okay, shit, mate. Yeah, I was in the Navy too.
okay. What your job was?
I was an AO.
Okay, I'm a corpsman. So
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. So you ain't got to worry about the funding fee. You got all this. Man, there's so many different benefits, man. I think you'll be all right, man. Just put your foot out there, have the confidence. You know what I mean? Talk to your dad and shit like that, and you'll be straight, man. Just go get them knocks on your head, man. You're gonna make some mistakes. Learn from it while you're young. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's one of the advantages I got too with him being a general contractor is you know, the work we can do the work ourselves. So that's one of the biggest things. I don't have to outsource for work. Me and him can knock the shit out ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I just got to just go ahead and do it. So I'm kind of looking around right now because where I stay at right now, it's a lot of duplexes, quads, and tris and stuff. So I'm just kind of, you know, waiting for the for sale signs to start popping up and stuff. And man, hopefully this damn this damn interest rate drops. Shit.
send us some letters, man. Send some letters in. Shit,
Yeah, for sure.
might get some people that want to sell. You know, you never know. It's a lot of and y'all, you got everything set up, man. I wish I was in your position, man. Shoot, because me and my stepdad used to do it before he passed. So we used to be fixing the properties up, doing similar to you, man. So that's always a blessing to have your dad with you. That's what's up.
Oh yeah, for sure, and definitely, man. Like you said, man, you really just gotta put yourself out there and do it. And I know what you mean, man, because I'm still I'm a little leery about not only just you talking about going out of state. I'm leery to get out of my city because there's a complex that's probably about 2 hours from here that was going for a good price, but I was just like, man, I'm not familiar with anybody up there, and to put that type of pressure, man, you know, and I'm working full time still. If I was retired right now, I probably would do it because I'll probably be going up there at least 2 or 3 times a week and checking on and do what I need to do. And of course, like I said, getting a management company. But man, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I just couldn't pull the trigger on it.
That's another good thing I say with the bigger pockets too is that's one where I learned about the headaches that a property manager could be. So you can actually find property managers that are actually being used, and you can get a real review and not, you know, some fake shit
Yeah.
off the internet. And you can actually talk to, hey man, what property manager you use? Oh, how is it? How do you know? And you know, get real deal info from people. So I tell you, I keep on going back to it, but I definitely recommend that site, man.
Well,
That's
I'm gonna
good
definitely
shit.
look it up because this is the first time I heard about it. So I'm like you said, you dropped the gem in my mind. So I'm gonna definitely look into it for sure. Because that's well, look, I'm like this. Whatever benefit I could get or learn, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I mean, James out here shaking people down like the pawn shop. I mean, lowballing cats. I mean, I might as well do it too. Shit. God damn, James. But
gotta get how you live, man. I was
man,
trying to post a link, loopnet.com. That's a place that you can buy commercial properties if y'all looking into it and stuff. I know y'all probably heard of that before, but the people that watch the show, loopnet.com, that's a site that you can buy properties on.
did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, I tried to, but it's saying comment has failed the post, so that's why I just said it. It won't. I think it's some on my end, maybe.
Okay, well, I was gonna say put it in private chat and I'll see if I can post it for you.
Yeah, if you're not a moderator, you ain't gonna be able to post a link.
So, most expensive region to rent, Northeast, 1408. Average price, West, 1393. God bless. What time are y'all just busting heads out there, man? Y'all be ashamed of yourself.
Man, the gas, the tax, man, they whooping our ass.
Cheapest region, the South, 1206. Midwest, 1042. Is that where you are, James, in the South or in the Midwest?
Well, that's where I'm from, but I'm in the East Coast right now. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm in the DMV area. It's crazy out here, but yeah.
But see, Hank, if you look at that, we're only what $100 off of the South, $200 off the South, no, $100 off the South, right? Now, if you look at that and you see how much more inflated our inner cities is than theirs, then it can show you that when you go to outside of our major cities, how much cheaper it is. Because we should be way higher than them, you know, based off of how much our major cities is over Houston. I mean, our major, like when you try to get an apartment in LA, San Francisco, I'm talking about you get a place smaller than the one you was talking about, Hinky. You probably talking about 3,500. I mean, that shit. I mean, you could touch both walls with your arms. Like, this shit's crazy.
But
you laughing? I'm not even joking though. Like, I can show you on the news where they went to this lady's apartment. If you tripped through the front door, you was gonna hit your face on the back wall. That shit was crazy, bro.
That's funny. Yeah.
But you got to think about it too. Most people in the West is not in Los Angeles. Well, most people are in Los Angeles, so but like everywhere else is not that populated for some reason. Everybody want to go to LA, San Diego, and all. I used to live in Oceanside, so I, down there in Southern Cal. So it was real nice out there in Cali, man. I miss it honestly, but yeah, man, you gotta come down there with some money, man. I swear.
I help you not miss it. We paying $4 a gallon.
Oh yeah, well I ain't gotta worry about me coming through. Now let me take it back, because Tommy, I love San Diego. I love San Diego. San Diego's a beautiful city, man. Look, to me, it's an underrated city. It's a very underrated city. People definitely, if you get an opportunity and can afford to save your little coins, I definitely encourage you to go there to San Diego. Beautiful city, historic city. They got a nice waterfront, a nice beach. It's gonna cost you. It's not cheap, you know. But I had a good time, and it was the weather was good, and I liked it, and the people was pretty nice.
And Mexico, right there, you go right over the border. Hit Tijuana.
Yeah, and that's, hey, look, I was down there a couple of times. I was down there in '97. My brother was stationed down there. He's in the Marines, so he was stationed down there. He took me to Tijuana. I was telling my lady about it, and I got to see the donkey show. I'm not gonna go into detail about the damn donkey show, but it's some sick people. That's all I'm gonna say. Some sick people.
You feel like you was scarred.
I am. Just bringing it up, man. I'm just having flashbacks, but Tommy, that is how bad it was, man. It was real. But let me say this: when I was down there, I was able to get me a albino gator skin coat with boots. Man, you couldn't tell me shit. Bought my mama a herringbone. let's see. I got the boots, the jacket, and the herringbone. $500, probably about $500 something dollars. It's back in '97 now. Though ain't look, it's gonna cost you that herringbone just for the herringbone alone, let alone the white leather bomber jacket and the gators and the white gators. Gator boots. You couldn't tell me shit, boy. You couldn't tell me nothing. Y'all don't laugh at me, man. Don't laugh at me. I'm just saying it was good times back then. Look, girl, try one say how do landlords keep their overhead low? Well, your best bet is keep your if you know how to do a lot of repairs yourself, that's probably going to be your best way.
And
that's probably going to be your best way of keeping your overhead low. Go ahead, James.
My bad. I'm sorry. I think too, and it starts at the beginning. It starts at the negotiating table when you buying that property. You got to make sure those numbers are right, because everything, if that's not right and you trying to get it in the back, it's gonna be you're gonna be struggling. So that's why they're negotiating, read books about negotiation, practicing on small different things, negotiating with your family and friends. Just all that is practice, and it helps you when you actually are doing it. So now you can talk somebody out of any damn thing. You know what I mean? So it's crazy the amount of deals I made just by negotiating or just asking. Just like you said earlier, the worst thing they can say is no.
Yeah, I mean, and even when you look at the higher maintenance man, you can negotiate that. Look, one of my negotiating tactics, hey, look, man, I'm gonna let you live on the premises for free, and I'm gonna pay you, but you're gonna be on call 24/7.
I heard one of them where they would incentivize their tenants and shoot them back a couple $100 if they did an inspection on the property and they was taking care of the property. So that was another way to keep people from tearing your shit up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's always different ways to do it. Try one of my. I don't mind doing my own repairs and maintenance if I can do it. Now, certain things I can't do around the house for insurance purposes, right? I'm not for bootlegging a lot of shit. Now, some shit I can get like light plumbing things, like replacing the toilet, sinks, the guts in the toilet, all that little minor plumbing work. The hot water heaters, I didn't replace one before, but I've been with a guy who has done it, so I have an idea how to do it. I won't do it for insurance purposes. Like I said, your homeowner's insurance, man, if you don't get that shit certified, you're gonna have to get a plumber to come through and get it certified. And if they don't, then your home insurance won't cover it if something happens. And nobody wants that. So I'm not gonna sit there and tell you to do certain things, but little things you can do, man, that it won't affect your homeowner's insurance or the homeowner warranty. Do it. Now, if you got a homeowner's warranty, that shouldn't be a problem. That's why I encourage people to get a homeowner's warranty. You pay the deductible. Normally it's about, $50 to maybe $100 to the most. Pay that. They either replace it or they'll fix it. One of the two. That's another way to keep your overhead down. But yeah, anything you can do yourself, try to do yourself. That's how I even got introduced to YouTube, because I was learning how to do certain things as far as replacing a toilet. That's how I learned, because my buddy told me about it. He said, make sure you get that ceiling back there, because that's going to help hold the smell down. If you don't, because I put it down at first, I wonder what that smell, why is it getting the smell kicking back up at me? That's because I didn't put that sealant around the toilet. That was on me. And, like you said, James, you got to take your lumps. And so my tenant's like, it stinks in here. Why does it smell like shit? I mean, what are y'all doing? I thought the little son bitch done clogged my toilet. Well, no, it wasn't that. It's because I didn't put that gooey seal down in the toilet. So that was on me. So I had to take the L and get it together and fix it. But, you live and learn, right? So. But yeah, my man, what did he say? San Diego. I live 2 hours from San Diego. And I'm a neighborhood road. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pasadena's nice. Pasadena's real nice.
But like I said, Hank, your brother was the camping in Pendleton. Yeah, he was stationed there for 2 years. He was stationed there.
Yeah, I was there for 3.
You said you was there for 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hey, I liked it, man. Like I said, I like San Diego. Now I couldn't live there, but I have no problem going to visit. I have no problem going to visit for sure. But yeah, let me get one more thing, man. Let's play this other video real fast. And this is important. I didn't even think about this, but this is real.
We talk about generational wealth, the relationship between equity and wealth when it comes to home ownership. But the one thing that we hardly ever hear is the relationship between home ownership and health. When you think about having a stable environment to grow up in, to raise kids in, like that is very, very important to one's mental health. Because if you don't have a stable environment, if you're moving, if you're fighting with landlords all the time, then like that stress bubbles up and manifests into a lot of different things that could have long-term effects. And we see that, and there's studies about that. So home ownership isn't just a wealth play, it's also a health play as well. And that's something that we hardly ever talk about. That should be talked about more.
So that's a true statement. And my lady wants to send me a message. I should have been paying off my damn college credit cards instead of buying necklaces and boots. That's the reason why my credit card was so high, because I bought them goddamn boots and necklace. Oh, but I'm not gonna get into that. She trying to prank me. She trying to get me to tell that damn story. But no, what my man was talking about, man, that's real. I remember, like I said, I was talking about, had a pipe burst in my apartment. That shit was stressful. Thinking about somebody smoking a cigarette and forgetting to put it out and light my apartment on fire, that's stressful. And I will always worry about that shit. I'll be at work, man. I hope nobody do something to mess up my apartment. I hope no pipes bust. I hope this or that don't happen. That shit was stressful, James. And it was shit I was causing myself just thinking about it. I'm not saying it was going to happen now. One thing did happen, but that happened before I even was thinking about it. But still, burning out, I would worry about that shit, man. I seen shit on fire. House caught on fire because, cigarettes, failed smoke detectors and all of that shit. I'd be stressing about that. I said, man, I can't be doing this shit, man. And that was the main reason I got it. Like I said, like before, I got out of the apartment and moved into a house because I was worried about somebody burning my shit down.
I was gonna say one more thing with that, man, is when the elevator break and your ass on the 10th, your ass on the 12th floor. you got all the damn groceries.
You got 5 bags on one arm.
Damn, you taking breaks and shit. Like,
hey, look, at you say that. My part was we didn't have elevator, but they had steps. But I remember trying to negotiate. Say, man, y'all don't have no apartments? She said, yeah, we got one, but it's gonna have to pay extra $250 a month. I said, oh, send me to the second floor then. I said, I'm not paying extra $250 a month to stay on the first floor. No, I'm good. Just send my big ass to the second floor. But man, I remember us dropping a couch. I was so goddamn mad. Man, hey, you think I let that couch go, James? No, we put that thing, the arm was falling off. I had to put some duct tape to it. Hey, duct tape fix anything. Well, my shit looks so good with some duct tape on it. I said, this thing got to hold off until I could buy a new one. But yeah, I got some stories living in an apartment, man. I remember getting evicted out of the apartment one time. Yeah, see, I ain't never going back to no damn apartment, James.
Yeah, damn.
You can't convince me to do that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm gonna say it again till I can't say it no more, man. Guys, if you have the opportunity to buy a home, do it. You ain't got to go out and, like you said, James, you said earlier, you ain't got to go out and get this lavish 4, 5, 6 bedroom house. on your first house. No, get you a nice starter home, a nice, a one level house. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna, matter of fact, a house is a little bit bigger than your apartment. That's all you have to do. Something like that just to start off, man. So you can know what you about to invest into, what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You're not gonna be able to call a landlord in your home. You're not. You the landlord. You the maintenance man. You got to deal with your trash. You paying a light bill and a water bill. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you might have to pay for your trash pickup. Depends on where you live at. Those days are gone. But you know what else you ain't got to worry about? You ain't got to be worried about the maintenance man just popping in your house with only a day notice. Talking about I got to do a check. No, man. James, I couldn't stand that. Now, I know they usually give you a 2-day notice, but man, I don't want no stranger just walking in my privacy of my home. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that shit. I couldn't stand that shit.
And it'd be the weirdest dudes too. It'd be the weirdest dudes coming in there.
Oh, greasy, stringy hair, fat dude. The plumber crack is showing you. What the hell?
We got a tool belt.
Man, I'm looking at I'm wondering, man, did he get my leftovers from Old Charlie's? So bitch that stole my goddamn bread. I had 3 rolls, only got 2. This fat motherfucker that stole my buns. God damn. I should pause after saying that. It didn't sound right, did it? Tommy, it didn't sound right. Tell him, man, he stole his buns. God damn.
That's for sure, Paul.
Yeah, well, pause.
Hey,
God,
it sounds like
it might be late, but I'm saying it
anyway.
Well, man,
like James was trying to come collect rent.
Oh, but hey, look, James ain't lying. Man, the nastiest, greasiest looking dude in the world. Like, dude, where the hell did you get you from, man? Magneto said, "Yeah, Paul."
He give you a thumbs up when he see you. Some good bread, bro.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, my ribs I had leftover gone because this big ass looking refrigerator. I'm counting my water bottles. Man, hold on, man. There's a whole case. I'm about full down with it. They just coming there looking around, creepy and shit, messing in your girl's underwear drawer. Hell no. Hell no.
Especially nowadays, you be seeing them stories, bro. It be like, what the fuck? Implanting cameras and shit. Weird shit. I don't know shit.
I wish I did have some cameras in my apartment because I think they just stole some shit for real. I ain't lying. I'm playing, but shit, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Man, well, try one guy for me. She said, "Can a person own 2 many properties? How do you calculate their limits?" No. If you can afford to maintain them, I don't. If somebody tell you they got too many, they ready to get out of being they tired of being a landlord. Are they ready to get out of the game?
Well, I say that sounds like a good problem to me.
Yeah, it is, Tom. It is.
I had a story about that. It was this guy. I was talking to another investor, and he was telling me that he was buying like 20 properties from this guy. He had like 100 properties in Birmingham, and he was trying to sell them off. And the only reason why he was selling them off because he was old. So he been having those properties for years and just been maintaining them and charging cheap rent and stuff like that. But he got them for so cheap long time ago that he just kept those same tenants and he didn't have to do much repairs or anything. So it just depends on the maintenance. And if you have a lot more income coming in, you're okay. You know what I mean? So only thing I tell people now to get ready for is when the market crash, right? So we always see like every 20 to 30 years that there's always something that's happening, right? So we just got to make sure you prepare for that. So when that does happen, you already got your houses paid off. So it don't matter. Like when COVID-19, when that stuff was going on, when my tenants couldn't pay their rent and stuff like that, it didn't affect me because my house was paid for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now I just had to wait to get some of the relief money. But some of the people, it messed up a lot of the middle class. You know what I mean? So You just got to prepare for the future. So if you can pay some of these properties off, and the more properties you got paid off, the less headache.
And that's it. Like you said, you look, guys. My man Lou was dropping definitely gems when he's talking about doing the LLC. But for those who don't feel comfortable and are want to get an LLC, definitely make sure you get a business loan and you have your account separate from your personal to your property accounts. Because in case the IRS comes and audit, because they will, you need to make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and you don't want to mix income with your personal income. You don't want to do that. That's two separate things, and I definitely encourage you to have multiple accounts to deal with that. Get a business account and create an account and call it. Matter of fact, you can call it the address of your property if that's what you want to do. Whatever it takes. Do not intermingle your monies. That's a bad mistake. Like I said, IRS come through on the audit. They're going to include whatever monies you made from that rental property along with your personal. They're going to say, well, no, you made more money than you claim. You need to cut us a check. Take care of that. Or, like my man Lou said, get an LLC. Create an LLC. Call it, 10th Street Avenue Property. LLC. And work it that way. So now it has its own number, own tax number. You don't have to interfere with your personal business or your personal accounts, and it's two separate things. But I would also encourage you to create a saving account for any maintenance or upkeep on your property. Get a business credit card. Utilize it for any materials that you buy. All your receipts will be kept online for you. Don't use that card for nothing other than your properties. Don't slip up and buy gas with it. Now you can and say, well, use this gas money paid for me traveling back and forth to my property. You could do that. I wouldn't encourage that because it get kind of sketchy. So now they want to do a deeper dive like, well, how do we know that's where you was going? Can you prove that where you're going? I ain't got time for that bullshit. So I'm not going to do it. Strictly for maintenance, upkeep, any materials I had to replace or buy or purchase for the apartments, for the houses. That's what it's for. That's what it counts strictly for. Strictly business here, brother. Strictly business. We're not doing no funny shit. You're not going to get me caught up. And I remember one time, I try to put it over, even though I end up accidentally putting out my personal card. That's another thing. Trying to get a card that's different from your personal card, whether it's a different color or a different company. Do what you have to do to get a different card so you don't get them mixed up, intermingle. Matter of fact, I go even straighter. I would leave it in a certain place, maybe a safe or a firebox, to leave your cards, and unless you need it, don't pull it out at all. Don't pull it out at all unless you need it. Leave it at home or leave it in a social security box or a security box or something like that so you don't intermingle your cards. Like I said, try to get cards that are maybe different color or different company and write on the card, business card, strictly for my apartment complexes or my housing or my maintenance, whatever you got to do to help yourself out, man. Because what you mess around to do what I end up doing, and I had to file out paperwork to, because they came and asked me that. Well, hold on. Why did you buy a ceiling fan with this card, but you try to put it over the account? I said, well, I accidentally put out my personal card, put it on there, but it's for this resident. So, I going through red tape and all that. I said, look, don't even worry about it. And we ended up talking about it. And I said, look, I'll take the loss on that. I can't write this off. Fine. It's cool. I'll know for the next time. And that's when I started getting different color cards, or I just use a different company for my properties altogether, so there wouldn't be an issue. So definitely look into that. If you haven't already done it, think about doing that. It may be well worth it. Tommy, you pulling a late night one, ain't you, brother? Oh.
be all out here all time of nights.
Well, brother Tommy, I appreciate you coming up. James, man, I appreciate you coming up, man. Do y'all have any final thoughts y'all want to put out there? And man, definitely take this moment, man, to definitely shout out your channel, what you and the wife are doing over there.
Yeah, man, appreciate it, Hank, man. I appreciate it for always, man, keeping it real, man. It was a great show today. I think hopefully a lot of people will watch it and stuff. I know they'll probably watch the replay and stuff like that. But man, this is great info. I learned stuff. I hope other people learn things as well. We always gotta open up our brains and be willing to learn new things and be able to do something better. Like if we want something, we're gonna have to achieve it ourselves. You know what I mean? The kingdom belongs to us. So we have to make sure we out there putting it in work so we can get those rewards. So that's one thing I would like to say. And also too, y'all can come subscribe to our channel. Me and my wife, we try to promote people getting married, having families. We have 4 boys, and you know what I mean, just that family life, man, and try to keep it real about these relationships because we've seen a lot of the negative things that's going on, and we trying to hopefully change them. I know we're not going to be able to change everybody, but we're going to try to change some people. So appreciate it. The people that are married that's in great relationships. You know, Hank and he got his lady in the chat, man. That's awesome to see. And hopefully more people will aspire to get married and build those strong families like we once had.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Tommy, what you got for us, brother?
No, I just appreciate the conversation, man. I appreciate the game that James and Lou was dropping, and you, Hank, and just, I mean, man, a refreshing conversation that ain't about the same old shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that we can actually use and apply to our everyday lives and stuff. So, you know, as usual, it's always good hollering at you, Hank. Nice to meet you, James. You know what I'm saying? And Lou. And yeah, man, you know, just keep up the good shows, Hank. Appreciate it.
Man, that's the key, man. Just trying to, like you said, Tom, trying to do something different, bring something different to the platform and to the location, to the area, and just talk about different stuff, like you said, real stuff that we could use on a daily basis. You know, it's cool to talk about, you know, dick and pussy and all that, if that's what you want to talk about, a conversation, or get involved in the fuckery, if that's what you want to do. It's all good. Every once in a while, you want to argue, fight a little bit. I understand. But at the end of the day, man, we need to have some conversation of substance, right? We need to have some conversations that we are really, really dealing with. Not everybody's dealing with the problems of relationships. Not everybody's dealing with that like that. We all have different issues we're dealing with. But it seems like every time you go to the show, everybody always had the same problem, and that's not the case. So let's talk about some stuff that people are really dealing with. You know, looking into buying homes, looking into getting credit or investing and all of that good stuff. Let's have those conversations. Let's talk about men's mental health. Those are real things that we need to really have a conversation about. You know, we have a conversation about how we raising our kids and how we are training our kids. You know, education of our kids. You know, should I homeschool? Should I not? Should I look into sending our kids to the private school or is public school up to par? Those are the type of conversation I think we really need to be having, man. You know, especially amongst black men, I think we really need to be having. And I'm also always tell you, fellas, get involved with the kids as much as possible. Measure and watch the intake that they take it on a daily basis. Not everything's good on YouTube. Not everything's positive on YouTube. So you got to be cognizant and aware of what your kids are putting in their heads, what they're exposing themselves to, what they're bringing in. You know what I'm saying? You got to offset the BS. You know, I sit down and watch what my kids play on the video game. My son, I watch his games. I was there watching what he watch on YouTube. Man, why are you watching this shit? So now you got to explain this shit to me, though. You know what I'm saying? I understand you like it as entertainment, but you got to explain to me, why do you like this? Why are you watching some woman eat goddamn lobster? Yeah, James, my son used to, back in the days, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, he used to watch this woman eat lobster. I'm like, dude, why are you watching this shit, man? And then some Asian man eating all this damn greasy food. He watched that too. I said, dude, you don't eat like it. You better not be trying to eat like it in my house. Shit. But he will watch it. I questioned it. Why you watch it? Then all of a sudden, For some reason, he stopped watching. I guess maybe I pulled his card. He ain't watching.
He was trying to be fat at that time. He was on
Man,
face.
he want to go this. He want to be. He want. I said, look at dog. I got plenty of weight. I'll give it to you. You give me your weight, and you take mine. Is that cool? He said, no, I don't want your weight, Daddy. I said, I bet you don't. I'm trying to get down to your weight, bro. but Travel One got a question for us, man. He said, when it comes to filing taxes, is it best to have a CPA correct and a property? I don't know. A property ATTY. Attorney to retainer on retainer. Your thoughts? Go ahead, James. If you want to answer first, I'll follow mine.
Yeah, I go first, man. Honestly, I'm a type of person that I like to do everything myself, so I file my own taxes. So I don't go through CPA or anything like that. But if I was to answer this question, if I was doing it, I would just say get a CPA, because the property return on retainer, that's a monthly bill. That's you know what I mean? That's something that you got to continue to pay. But you can, if you are organized, you got spreadsheets, like kind of like he was saying, like with the paper and stuff like that. You can just make sure CPA look over everything, and you pay them that one time, and you good. So that's what I'll do.
And so I like that you said that, James. The retainer, attorney on retainer for property, no, I wouldn't do that. CPA is a one-time payment, like you said. I would let them go with that. As far as your taxes with that, I don't know. It depends. If it look, me, I don't have that many properties where I wouldn't want to do. I need to do that, like you said, James. I could do it myself, and that's part of that overhead. You know what I'm saying? That you don't really need to have or want to have. But I would do it myself. So no, I wouldn't do it. Now, if you're a person who has a lot of properties, now if I had let me say this: if I had this apartment complex I want to get, then I probably would. Because now we're looking at 8 to 12 different doors. That's multiple personality, multiple people I got to deal with. Right now, I'm just dealing with 2. There would be no need for that. I have a personal relationship with these people, a good understanding. You know, even during the vid, I got paid. There was only a couple months where I didn't. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of iffy, but we talked about it, we worked it out, and we negotiated and went through there. Now, like I said, if I get this apartment complex, I may be looking into it. So I do understand. So I wouldn't recommend you get a loan on retainer for that, but definitely a CPA for sure. Just my advice. Trav One, I know you love me, sis. I know you do, even though you keep talking to my woman every day like y'all BFFs. Ray, what's happening, big brother? I wish you could have came up. I should have sent you the link. I know normally you get yourself ready for, or you shoot your show on Wednesday. I didn't want to hog up all your time, but hey, brother Ray got a great show over there, man. He's gave me a lot of great advice with Bitcoin. Him and a brother named Omac, they've given me a lot of great advice, and I tapped it with him. Me and my lady did a one-on-one. So guys, if you're looking to get into Bitcoin, because there's gonna be some movement here in the next few days, definitely tap in with that brother. Good guy to tap in with. Definitely tap in with him, you guys. James, again, like I said, man, I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate Sister Lady Di getting you all the way together earlier, because James is out there coaching his kids up. He's going to be the next Michael Jordan, LeBrons. So I appreciate you coming through. Brother Tommy, I appreciate you coming through. And Brother Luis, if you're still watching, I appreciate you coming through, man. I appreciate you guys. I mean, y'all have a great evening. Tommy, don't work too hard tonight, brother.
Man, no such thing as that. I had Christmas and a birthday. I got to make that shit up.
I know. That's what I was going to say. Do me a favor, man. Take the rest of the day off on me. Well, guys, man, I appreciate you guys for coming through. James, I see you on the next one on another show. I'm sure we'll be on another panel again. Tommy, you know we always going to rock again on Monday. We're going to come talk to sports. James, you got to come over and talk to sports with it. James, I seen you had that old ugly ass Washington Commander shirt on.
Yeah, man, that shirt was $1. That's the only reason why I had it on, man.
That
Hey, Tommy, he
sound
said
about
I'm not
right.
even a fan. That's my walk
Hey,
around shirt.
that sound about right.
That shit was on clearance. I said, shit, let me take that shit out. No. But, man.
Oh man.
All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here.
Hey, y'all be careful, man. Tommy,
All
be
right, for
good.
sure, big
James,
dog.
be good, big brother. Y'all be easy.
All right, later.
All right. Guys, man, I appreciate you coming tonight, man. It was another great show. I had another good conversation, and I appreciate everybody who was in the chat with the interaction. Travel One, shout out to you with the great questions. You look, whenever I have one of these good shows like this, you always come through with some great questions. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Brother Ray, what did Brother Ray say? I've been trying to get all my recording done by Sunday. I'm cranking the thumbnails. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, big brother. I appreciate you, man. Once again, y'all tap in with that brother, man. He did a great job on my show, man, talking about Bitcoin. Him and OMAC, man, did a great job. And I did a one-on-one with the brother, man. He answered all the questions I need to answer. Brother Ray, let me share the information. Waiting on my name. I Platform LLC. So me and my lady could do what we need to do. Now we waiting on for them to approve the name. So getting that squared away, out of the way, so we can get it going. But me and her talked today, and I think we're gonna go ahead and create an account. Probably this no later than this weekend for sure. We're just gonna try to transfer it over and switch the names up when our name gets approved for the LLC. So we doing that. But yes, sir, I appreciate you, you and all the information that you share with us. Thank you, sir. It was very, very beneficial. Hey, no, thank you, Travel One. I already told him there will be a few questions. Yes, you did. And you've been a woman of your word. So I appreciate that. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Marguerite, man, thank you, sir. I appreciate the positive reinforcement, man, and the positive encouragement. Thank you, sir. He said, good show, Hing. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you, Ray, for coming by. Travel One, Just Jay. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. And look, Village coming by, my man Will. Thanks for coming through. Man, I just want to appreciate everybody that came through tonight. Sister, the real precious. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you for coming through. My brother Marcus. I know normally you on the different station on the wind, but brother, I appreciate you coming through and then just shouting out, saying, hey, get the likes up and subscribe. Brother Marcus, thank you, sir, for doing that, brother. You didn't have to, but you did. So I appreciate that. Brother Terrence, Brother Blaze said he new to the channel, man. Brother Black Man Unfiltered turned you on to. Well, thank you, Brother Black Man Unfiltered, for turning my Brother Blaze on. And thank you for coming over. Thank you again for my brother James and Brother Tommy for coming through, and Brother Luis for coming through. Thank you, them guys, man. They came over and showing love, broke it down with me, and broke bread. Dedicated to my children's future. Not only thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with me, my guy. I appreciate you. My man AB coming through. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And Sister Grace for coming through. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. You know, if there's any more that I may have left out, please forgive me. Charge to my mind and not my heart. But I just want to appreciate and thank everyone for coming through. My brother Smitty for stepping through for a little bit. Thank you, sir. And anybody else who I may have missed, thank you for coming through. Thank you, man. I mean, it was a great show tonight. Travis, he said, thanks for answering the questions. He doing I like my mind thinking alike. Think alike, they don't understand. She said, Travis, I agree. I don't know what y'all agreeing on. I don't want to know what y'all agreeing. Y'all crazy. I'm gonna just let y'all have it. Y'all gonna let y'all have it. But I want to thank you ladies for coming through and gentlemen for coming through. Appreciate you rocking with me. I'm gonna continue to try to put out great content for you guys to benefit from, to educate you, and not only educate you, but guys, to educate me. Because please believe me, while I'm up here, I am learning just like y'all learning. So with that being said, I thank y'all for coming out. Oh, please, before I forget, album of the week, Michael Jackson, Bad, man. That's a tough album. I love it. And action figure of the week, Galactus. Y'all see that big old purple thing in the back behind me? And that smaller thing behind me, that is Galactus, one of the characters from the Marvel, a villain from the Marvel, along with his searcher or finder or co-villain or sub-villain, I guess is what they call it. The Silver Surfer, he got him in his hand. If you look at his hand, it's that little silk. Let me see if I can make the thing a little bigger. You can see it behind me. That little silver thing back there is the Silver Surfer. That's his guy he sends around so he can find them good planets so he can devour. But again, I just want to thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you continue to rock with me. Continue to rock with me. And again, like I said, I'm going to continue to try to put out great content. Something different from what we're used to, but it's something that was greatly needed, and it's definitely the conversations that we need to have. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. But until then, yeah, have a great weekend and stay warm out here. Please stay warm. Okay, guys?